Steve, the Big 550 KTRS presents a doubleheader of the NCAA tournament basketball tonight, which will culminate with Illinois' Sweet 16 battle against Houston at 9. Expanded pregame coverage starts at 5:30 this afternoon on the Big 550. And the Blues' three-game homestand continues tonight with the San Jose Sharks at Enterprise Center. The Note will be looking for 3 straight wins, having outscored their last 2 opponents by a 6-1 margin. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. The latest is a crash on 270 south before Ladue Road. There's an accident on the 70 west on-ramp from Lindbergh. We have a stalled vehicle on 270 west past Lindbergh, and the signals are dark at Route D and 64. This traffic report is brought to you by Fielder Electric. See what everyone is saying about the pros at Fielder Electric. Whether it's a new build or a 100-year-old home, Fielder Electric has you covered. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
We have a 70% chance for some rain and thunderstorms overnight and early tomorrow morning with an overnight low in the low 40s. Then mostly sunny tomorrow with an afternoon high near 54. At 3:07, we have fair skies, 91 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
You know, that honey-do list isn't getting any shorter, and you got to make a dent into it. Can I recommend going somewhere to helping you out? Schnarr's Hardware. Schnarr's Hardware has 2 locations, one in Webster and one in Ladue. One great family, 2 great hardware stores. Schnarr's Hardware. When you walk in with that list, you say, okay, I think I know how to do this one, but these 3 I need help on. And you know what? The people behind the counter at Schnarr's Hardware, that's what they do best. They have the expertise, so they can help you with electrical, help you with plumbing, painting, really anything at Schnarr's Hardware. They're small, they're compact, but it's that friendly neighborhood hardware store that has been the way it's been here in America for years, right? You remember when your grandfather took you to the hardware store. That's Schnarr's Hardware. The popcorn and the advice are free. So when you go to Schnarr's Hardware, 2 locations in Webster and in Ladue. Don't forget about the website, schnarrshardware.com. So for all of your hardware needs and that honey-do list, Schnarr's Hardware or schnarrshardware.com.
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at amazonbusiness.com.
What have we learned about Heidi?
But cockroaches were the least of her problems. Heidi had to fight for every opportunity.
You know, Heidi is, even though she's very kind of sweet and innocent,
Heidi wanted out of the slum, and her agent wasn't doing enough.
Oh my God, they moved Heidi right next to me now.
Although Heidi seems serene,
she's a bit naughty.
she uses an ancient folk remedy to help calm her down.
Heidi is back.
Well, hello and happy opening day, everybody. Heidi Glaus here in the studio with Bob Ramsey, Connor McCarthy. Josh has a couple more days off, and we have got a lot to get to this afternoon. But I will tell you, it's a little bit short because we're having the NCAA tournament pregame starting at 5:30 this evening. So we'll carry you through for the next 2.5 hours. First up, we'll talk to Max Foisey. And last week we were talking about games in movies. Today we're talking about video game movies where a character is actually playing a game. And I think it's tied into the Mario Brothers movie that's coming in. But Max always has such great suggestions. So that's what we'll talk about coming up at 3:30. A little later in the 3 o'clock, March is National Ag Week, when we celebrate a specific week in March to kind of acknowledge agriculture and everything that it does for us in society, for the economy. And we will talk to the regional manager at Farm Credit Illinois just to kind of give us a few numbers. How many people are employed by agriculture here in Illinois and Missouri. I know where I grew up in New Madrid, you taught, you farmed, or you worked at Noranda, and now Noranda is no longer there. It was
What
an
is that?
aluminum. It was an aluminum plant for years, but I mean, almost everybody I knew farmed. So
Is this particular week?
it was last week, I
was
believe.
last week.
Yes, but we're going to kind
Okay,
of look
we'll
back
catch
at
up.
it. Yeah. In the 4 o'clock, Big D will join us with your chance to win some of his money and tell us about some deals he has going on at HW Kia. And then Warren Patton, the president and CEO of Byerly RV, will join us because they are having some great spring deals, kind of a, clearance deals, if you will. I saw a couple of great. I mean, we've now purchased 4 RVs. I know a good deal when I see it, and Byerly has a couple of really good deals going on right
You
now.
are absolutely hooked. Folks, believe everything she says whenever it's talking about the RV
Yep.
and hitting the road. Her eyes get big and bright and
So
excited.
much
The
fun.
energy is palpable.
Thank you. It's real, is what
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
And then in the 5 o'clock, we'll check in with Rich Frankel, ABC News. He's a former special agent in charge at the FBI, but he'll give us his thoughts on the Savannah Guthrie interview that aired this morning. There's another part of it's going to air tomorrow. She sat down with Hoda, and it was just, again, it's heartbreaking.
I'm not that tough. I couldn't watch it. I flipped it on, and I don't think I lasted 30 seconds. I can't do this.
Yeah.
It's
You
truly
feel her agony.
It's so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And then, this is what I do, and it's probably a problem for me, is I kind of project, what if I were in that spot? And it just seems so overwhelming. I had to get out of it.
Yeah, it's tough. So we have that coming up. We've got a few entertainment stories we'll share, and then we'll wrap this show up with some randoms. I was thinking today just about odds and ends because I was driving. I went over to Premier U to do my in-body scan to see how things are going, and I got to tell you real quickly, I gained 1.5 pounds of muscle and lost 1.5 pounds of body fat.
So your BMI went down a little bit. Very nice.
Which is so exciting.
Very nice.
Telling you, they are fantastic.
It's what I've been telling people intuitively for decades. Get off the scale. Forget the weight
So true.
number. Be healthy.
Yep.
If you're healthy and fit, the number will take care of itself.
Absolutely. And so I was thinking, as you do when you drive, and traffic was over in Illinois, they have a couple of lanes shut down. It was a bit of a mess over there. But I just started thinking about coworkers and some of the strange things that people have done in the office. And I had one coworker.
This is coming my way. I can feel it coming around the bend.
No, you've never done this.
Okay.
I had one coworker at Channel 5, and the office was pretty little. He always took off his shoes and would walk around the office in his socks. Is that odd?
That is odd.
So I'm wondering on the text line, KTRS text line 84126, what's the strangest thing you've ever seen a coworker do? I mean, obviously everybody shares a refrigerator, and I know people occasionally get their food mixed up. I can't tell you how many times, like if I had a frozen dinner or lunch, it was missing when you went in. It's
no.
And I do think that you just kind of forget, like you brought one and you think, oh, I brought another one, and you grab it, but then you're like, wait a minute, where's mine? But do you remember working with anybody through the years that they had a weird kind of quirk or something that was out of the norm?
I have to think about that for a minute.
Yeah.
I had a news director that carried a gun in the newsroom. That
All
was
the
interesting.
time? I would say that's a big one.
That's
like that you could see, like it was on his belt.
Usually it was in his briefcase, but you never knew.
And what was just for his own safety, or?
Yeah, he says, I'm not going to get beat up. And I go, okay. Are people after you? I didn't say that.
Yeah.
It was different.
I would say that's very different. Somebody said that they had a coworker that clipped their nails. And that's...
Can't do that.
No, you absolutely...
I had a coworker that couldn't smell her lunches.
Are you looking at me?
And maybe brought in broccoli one time.
I do have broccoli occasionally. You know what?
It's not the end
Most
of the world,
of your
Heidi.
food
It's not as bad as the shoes off thing.
Most of your
okay.
food smells really good and makes me
you.
hungry, so
Well,
that's good.
Yeah, the broccoli, I know, especially if you steam it in the microwave and then it just
little fragrant.
lingers throughout. I'm just trying to be healthy as far as that goes. But, yeah, people are just interesting,
Yes.
I think. And then we have so many people that work from home now that we've kind of lost some of that weirdness of people. And then you go back to the office maybe and you forget that you're surrounded by other humans.
Yeah, and I think part of it is the more comfortable your work environment, the more likely you are to have someone kind of go off the rails and be weird. Now, I think that's a small price to pay. You don't want to be uptight and, guys having to wear a coat and tie every day and you have to wear a dress or a pantsuit or whatever. So a relaxed environment, but that's what comes, I think, with a relaxed environment.
You're right. You feel a little weirdness and too close for some situations.
It's too bad Josh is not here, and then we could just rip him to pieces. We won't do that.
We'll
today.
be kind to
You know,
him.
like how much clutter he has on his desks
that
over
is
there.
definitely-
I may or may not have brought that up.
Yeah, it's a lot as far as that goes. But yeah, people are just so interesting, I think. We're approaching the weekend. Finally, we've got more basketball games on the TV tonight. Do you have big plans for the weekend already? Are you looking forward to it?
Not big plans, but plans like if we're saying it starts tonight, I'll be locked in front of the TV, probably way past my bedtime because there's a couple of games that are going late in the NCAA tournament. Then tomorrow night, I'll watch Cardinal baseball. Saturday, I'm going to go down to St. Louis U. There's a softball baseball doubleheader.
Oh, there is.
And then Sunday, we're going to paint.
What are we going to paint?
A spot in our dining room that needs to be redone. Hopefully just one wall. Hopefully we match the paint
perfectly.
Or if it's not matched perfectly, hopefully it's way off and we can call it an accent wall.
Okay. Either way, I
You
think
just don't
you're
want to do
good.
the whole room.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'll tell you this. I'm not doing the whole room.
Okay. Setting that out as a ground.
Yeah.
I think that's one of those skills that a lot of people think is easy.
I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up.
And it's not. And, my first house, I painted with the help of my college roommate, best friend, because she can paint. She's got like a steady hand. I've only painted one room in the house we live in now. And it's not awful, but there are definitely places, especially like near the ceiling where I had it taped and you can kind of see.
Oh.
But why is it so hard?
You got to get a lot of tape down.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
I've got the tape. I've got the drop cloths. I've got the paint. I've got everything.
You got everything.
Let's just see how badly I mess it up, and I'll fess up. I'll let you know on Monday.
Have you ever painted a bathroom? That for me was where I went from fine to I have to tape this. I went through like
Too much
10 rolls of
detail.
tape.
Yeah.
There's too much to
a
go
million little
around.
nooks and crannies to get around. You have to go behind the toilet.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
It was that I will never paint a bathroom again.
That's a good point as far as that goes. Going back to the coworkers, somebody said years ago people had to get off their computer system at a certain time in the morning so they could upload documents. One coworker had a rooster alarm clock that went off to alert everybody to get out of the system. Very funny. That is very funny. Gosh, people are entertaining, I think. This is entertaining and kind of lucky. Man actually kind of did a scratch off. I think he won a $20 ticket. So he went back to the spot, the gas station where he bought the ticket, and he decided to buy another one. He took a little bit of the money out, but said, you know what, let's just put this in.
Yeah.
And he decided to scratch it off right then and there. And all of a sudden, he let out a shriek. He just started screaming. He won $1 million on the next one. Is that crazy? So he had won 20, and he put $10 in his pocket, bought one of the electric hundreds. I guess this is in Michigan. And there he is scratching it off in the store when he saw he had won $1 million. Would you scream?
If I didn't faint, it'd be one of the two.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
I probably would just start shaking.
He's decided to go with the one-time lump sum, like close to $700,000, plans to
awesome.
buy a new car and
Good for him.
save the remainder of his winnings. He said the money was life-changing for the simple reason that he can kind of do what he wants to do now. But yeah, I would definitely be screaming. I know one other thing. I wanted to give a shout out to Miss Teresa. So today I mentioned I went over to Premier U, but I also stopped by St. Elizabeth's because my cholesterol is high.
Oh.
And they advised that I maybe do just a heart scan to see the calcium build up, which I've never done before, but they had a deal going on it. And Miss Teresa was so kind. It was one of those mundane kind of things where you check in at the desk and sometimes people don't even look up. Miss Teresa not only was engaging and funny and had a beautiful laugh. I mean, she was just so kind. She's like making some, jokes about what's the rest of your day look like? And I'm like, I'm going into work. And she's like, okay, well then we'll go slow here. And,
that's good.
take a little time. And then we got to like my place of work and she goes, wait a minute, the big 550, you're that Heidi? She goes, I listen all the time. So, Miss Teresa, you are fantastic. And those are the kind of people that can kind of make or break your day when just being kind.
I was just going to say kindness, it doesn't cost you anything, but it pays you back millions.
It does. She has kind of stuck with me all day just because
That's good.
sometimes you don't want to answer all those questions and then you got to fill out so many other forms. And she just made it enjoyable.
So what was your calcium deposit process? Is it like a scan?
It's
or
like
is
an
it...
MRI.
Oh.
So I, got on the machine and had a couple of leads taped to my chest and then went into the MRI machine, told how to breathe and when not to breathe. And within 2 minutes, I was out. So, I will just wait and see.
I don't think I've ever done that.
I hadn't. But again, it goes back to Premier U. Jordan had looked at my cholesterol and I do have my grandfather died of a heart attack, and I know mom and dad both have high blood pressure.
Yeah.
I don't have that, but they said, let's just look at this and look at your calcium buildup, which is another reason that I think Premier U is fantastic.
It's truly whole body, no doubt.
Yeah. And you don't know what you don't know until you start taking a couple of these tests, and you could be preventing something that could possibly be deadly. So that's kind of, good. There's something else that I saw today, and this comes from Huffington Post, conversational narcissism, which I think we toss out the word narcissism quite a bit. But do you remember in Beaches when Bette Midler kind of says, enough about me, let's talk about you. What do you think about me? Which is a great line. Right. But experts say to watch for a couple of things. And maybe you want to watch for it yourself. I do always say to Marsha, like, did I control that conversation too much? Or do I need to talk less? Or do I need to? But they say it's not always ego that drives conversational narcissism. Sometimes it's nerves or you can't handle the silence. Maybe it's insecurity. But they say the constant one-upper, they said that is the worst kind. Whether you have good news or bad, they'll always top it, and that is kind of annoying.
A buddy of mine, and well, first of all, two quick points to that. One, the Hallmark people. You probably don't see it with women, but they know about male ego. Everything for your wife on their cards is about you. You made my life great. You make me happy to come. You make me, it's never, I'm so glad I could be there for you or whatever. It's always about the man. So they've figured men out. And so probably men are more guilty than women.
That is a very interesting observation.
Go through look at the male cards to be given to a wife and go through and you'll see what I'm saying. It's probably 90%.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to go look at
You're
that
saying
now.
Men need an ego boost.
I don't know if they do or not, but Hallmark is
that's what they're saying.
Playing into it big time. And then the other thing, a buddy of mine recently mentioned to me, and I never thought about it. You see this a lot at funerals. People giving eulogies, or even if it's just a short little thing, it's really always more about themselves.
That is a great point as well.
It's great that they're there for the deceased and the deceased family. I'm not saying they're bad people. I think the reasonings behind it, like your article said, nervousness, and it doesn't mean you're a bad person. But listen, it'll always kind of come back to the person giving the eulogy. And I never thought of that before.
No.
And then I started listening, and I go, oh, that's kind of true.
Well, and I think you're telling maybe a story about how the deceased affected you or a story, but it does come back to what they
Isn't that
did for
interesting?
you. Very. All
Yeah.
right, here's the other two, the pretending to listen look. You can tell they're not listening. They're just waiting for your mouth to stop moving so they can jump in and say something as well. And then the other one is the shift response. It's where you share something, they immediately shift it to themselves. No follow-up questions, just right back to talking about them.
Oh, that reminds me of the time that exactly right.
Yes, I thought that was
That's pretty good.
interesting as well. All right, you guys know what we have coming up. Max is on deck, so let's take a short break, and then we'll come back and talk movies.
It's Jill Farmer. Medicare is overwhelming. Parts, plans, deadlines. It's a lot. That's why so many of you turn to Ryan Raphael, the Medicare man. Ryan breaks Medicare down in plain English, helps you compare options, and make sure you're not overpaying or undercovered. No pressure, no confusion, just clear guidance from someone who actually cares. If you're turning 65, already on Medicare, or helping a parent navigate it all, start with someone you can trust. For the right plan, call a Medicare man. 314-368-6808, MedicareManSTL.com.
Swings, and it's a high fly ball. That's hit deep. It's a gunner! It's a gunner! And a game winner!
Start the season in style. On Saturday, March 28th, the Cardinals welcome the Tampa Bay Rays for a spring showdown downtown. That day, you can score a lightweight Cardinals pullover, a navy blue look built for early season nights and easy everyday wear. Comfortable, classic, and ready for cool evenings at the ballpark. It's a layer you'll reach for all season long. Get tickets and details at cardinals.com/promotions.
Hot matchup, colder drinks, only at Busch Stadium when the Cardinals host the Tampa Bay Rays on Sunday, March 29th. Fans will take home a stainless steel Cardinals tumbler presented by Coca-Cola and Quick Trip. Designed to lock in the cold and show off your Cardinals pride, it's the perfect companion for 9 innings and beyond. A practical addition to any Cardinals collection that'll keep you cool all game long. Tickets are available at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Nolan Gorman. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com.
Get ready for a high-energy night as Tower of Power teams up with the St. Louis Symphony Orchestra. Feel the funk and soul like never before with hits like What Is Hip, You're Still a Young Man, and the James Brown medley, reimagined with full orchestral power. One night, endless grooves, pure excitement. Don't miss Tower of Power on stage with your St. Louis Symphony Orchestra. Wednesday, April 15th at Powell Hall at the Jack C. Taylor Music Center. Tickets at slso.org.
Most people think if I name my husband as beneficiary, everything's going to be okay, and that's not necessarily true.
I'm Scott Garcia with Premier Estate and Income Planning.
What am I doing taking care of people after somebody has passed and all the mess that comes with that?
And I'm Jennifer Cermak, Chief Counsel and Estate Planning Attorney of Premier Estate and Income Planning.
No longer is the attorney the gatekeeper to your lives.
Let us show you how to protect your assets, avoid probate, and retire with confidence.
Having an estate plan could be the most important document you could ever have.
The Premier Income and Estate Planning Show. This Saturday at 4 and this Sunday morning at 7 on the Big 550 KTRS.
Drugs are true healers when we are ill, but they can destroy when abused. Instruct our young people about the hazards of drug abuse. This message is brought to you by Accurate Mechanical Contractors in St. Louis, serving the area with reliability and excellence. For information, call the professionals at 314-291-4336. That's 314-291-4336. Accurate Mechanical Contractors is on the air because they care.
It is 3:30 on this Thursday afternoon. Captain Paul, how's traffic?
Heidi, there's a crash on 270 South before Ladue Road in the construction area, blocking the 2 right lanes with a bumper-to-bumper back up to Page. Estimated clearance time there is 3:50. We have a stalled vehicle on 270 West past Lindbergh, and the signals are dark at Route DD and 64. This traffic report is brought to you by Dents Express. Drive time can be hectic with traffic, weather, and fender benders. Dents Express can help with hassle-free dent removal, minor collision repair, and hail damage repair. Free evaluations, and they take care of the insurance paperwork. They've got 2 locations on Manchester and Baldwin and in St. Charles. DentsExpressSTL.com. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
What's on at the movies?
What's on at the movies?
And now it's Matt's on Movies on the Heidi Glaus Show. Here is KTRS's very own movie guru, Matt Swayze on the Big 550, the movie talk of St. Louis.
Last week we talked about movies that involved a game. Today, Max Foisey is talking about movies with characters playing a game. Now, are we talking about all video games, or we're playing?
Because we did board games and different kind of, with Clue and all of that stuff last week, and then we've even done video game movies like Sonic the Hedgehog, things like that. But because the new Mario movie's coming out, I thought, well, what about people who are playing games and movies, but they're specifically video games? So I went back to the 80s because that's kind of when the whole thing started, was late 70s, early 80s. So these are kind of more recent. But the first one that I came up with was from 1984, I think, maybe even earlier than that. This was directed by Nick Castle, who was actually the original Michael Myers in John Carpenter's Halloween.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he went on to co-write Escape from New York, which was set and shot partially here in St. Louis. He went on to do a couple of TV movies like The Boy Who Could Fly. He did Dennis the Menace back in the 90s. But the one that I'm talking about is called The Last Starfighter. And this was a movie I remember seeing as a kid. I was probably like 6 or 7 when it came out. And my older sister probably took me. And this is a wish fulfillment movie of the highest order because it's a go nowhere, do nothing, no prospects kid who's living in a trailer park, but they happen to have one random stand-up arcade game called The Last Starfighter, and he pumps all of his quarters into it, and he's going nowhere in life, but he's really good at this game. He's getting all the high scores. And everybody around him is like, what are you going to do with your life? And he's like, I got the high score on Last Starfighter. And next thing you know, a spaceship comes down.
No.
And these aliens say, guess what? That was a training simulator, and we need to recruit you for this intergalactic war because you need to be a star pilot. So I'm a kid watching the movie going, that's it. That's going to be my future. I'm really good at Pac-Man, so I'm going to be recruited for the next big thing. I have not seen this movie in 40 years, so I have no idea if it holds up, but I did recently buy a digital copy for like $5 because I'm going to check it out in the next couple days.
I was aware of the film, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, and they keep talking about maybe doing a remake here and there. Who knows? I mean, nowadays, I'm sure the special effects would be a lot better. I want to say that his girlfriend was Elizabeth Shue, but I don't know if that's the case. I'm sure the text line will let me know.
For sure.
In the late 80s, back when Mario Mania had really taken over and everybody had a Nintendo, there was a movie that I have vivid memories of going to see with my cousin and my uncle, and I to this day thank him for really taking time out of his day for watching such an abysmal movie because it is not good. But we were very excited about it because it was the first time anybody was going to see any footage from the then highly anticipated third Mario game, Super Mario Brothers 3, which was still on the original Nintendo. This would have been about 87 or 88. It was a movie called The Wizard. Now, the title is based on Pinball Wizard from The Who, because this is a similar story where there's a almost catatonic young boy who is really good at video games instead of pinball, like The Who's story. But then it veers off into a different kind of a road trip movie. It's got Fred Savage, and it's got Jenny Lewis, who went on to form the group Rilo Kiley.
Yes.
And they were just kids in this movie, and they're doing this road trip to try to get to these video game championships, which I don't think was a real thing.
I vaguely remember this movie.
It's a road trip movie because they're being chased across America by their dad and older brother. The dad is Beau Bridges. The older brother's Christian Slater. And
so the cast is pretty impressive.
The cast is not bad.
But the movie is...
when they get to the... I mean, it's awful.
Okay.
When they get to the video game championships, there's you're watching this crowd of kids, and you're like, look, it's Seth Green. What's he doing there? Tobey Maguire. What's he doing there? But they don't have any lines. They were just on set because it's late 80s and everybody's trying to get a role.
That's funny.
But I can remember we went to the Esquire. We sat upstairs, and I can remember watching on the big screen Mario flying around with his little raccoon tail and losing my mind because I couldn't believe watching that video game footage. So,
that's what's so special about movies, though, isn't it? That you remember those moments and how special it was that your uncle took you.
It was a movie that my wife and I actually bonded over because she also saw it when she was a kid, and we did get a copy of that, I think, from the library, and we watched it on one of our movie nights probably about 10 years ago when Oscar was 5 or 6, and he could not have been bothered. He was like, this is awful. And then Katie was like, this movie's not very good, is it? And I'm like, it's not. I'm sorry. So we've got The Last Starfighter and The Wizard as far as characters playing video games. Then you get into the area of, well, what about the video games themselves? What are those characters like? What if we could meet some of them? And that was the premise of a very strange film from Disney in 1982, a film that lost Disney a lot of money. And I always thought it was really cool because it was really different. I believe that, 29 years later, it got a sequel. And then was dormant for another 15 or so years. And just last year got another sequel.
What movie are we talking about?
Tron.
Oh.
Now, the 1982 Steven Lisberger film has incredible special effects, really early computer graphics, really confusing story that made no sense.
No, and even though it had Jeff Bridges, it was still...
I couldn't believe that in 2011, they made a sequel. Joseph Kosinski, who would go on to do Top Gun Maverick, so he's made a lot of money, and F1 as well.
Oh, wow.
He did Tron Legacy, which I thought was another really explosive, cool-looking movie. Didn't do well enough for Disney to keep going. As a matter of fact, right after that movie was released, Disney bought Star Wars from George Lucas, and I think they put all their eggs into that basket instead of continuing Tron. But my pet theory is that there's some executive at Disney that every 20 years wakes up and says, let's make another Tron!
I love that game.
Because last year, they made one with Jared Leto, Jeff Bridges came back. Once again, I took my nephew, and he was like, can you explain the plot of this? And I said, no, I can't. Nobody understands Tron. And it was fine. Nine Inch Nails did the music. It was okay.
Well, in the first one, I remember going to see it.
Yeah.
But I never played video games.
Right. Yeah. And this one is Jeff Bridges is a video game designer, and he gets sucked into the world of the game. So he meets different characters.
Yeah. And I thought it was a neat idea, though, but it didn't. Yeah. It just didn't connect somehow.
So each time they've made it, it's been a similar story.
It's the same thing.
So it's not like it's a sequel or a prequel.
Well, they're all sequels. It's all one story. You keep getting into the video game world, and in the last one, the video game world wanted to come into our world, and so
I got it.
But it's just never really hit with audiences. The other one, this is an animated version of that idea of what happens at the arcade when we unplug all the machines, and this one's called Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph
They really did heavy promotion. Did it do well?
Did you ever see it?
No.
Oh, it did very well for Disney. It got a sequel called Ralph Breaks the Internet, which is nigh unwatchable. But Wreck-It Ralph is not that bad. There's a lot of cameos. If you are a video game person, you're going to get Street Fighter and Tomb Raider and Pac-Man and all kinds of references. It's an Easter egg movie with nonstop, look, there's Galaga, there's whatever. But it's a fun movie, and it concerns this Donkey Kong-esque character who is a villain in the game. But that's just his job. When you put in your quarter, he acts like the villain, but then when you're not playing, he has a regular life. And he wants to have some justice and win the medal and get the girl sometimes. He doesn't always want to be the bad guy. And it's a really fun film called Wreck-It Ralph. So
I did not know that's what it was about.
Yeah.
So that's cute.
So we've got The Last Starfighter and The Wizard as far as characters playing games. Then the video game characters themselves in Wreck-It Ralph and Tron. What about current sort of Pokemon Go inspired things? And I've got two of those. There's one that came out a couple of years ago that never really found its audience, and it was definitely made for teens and people going to the theater as teens. And I thought, had I been a bit younger, I would have really liked this film a whole lot. It's called Nerve. And this one has Emma Roberts and Dave Franco. It's got a wonderful score from Rob Simonson, really electronic score. I had him on my show years later and was geeking out about how much I liked what he did here. But it's an app that basically dares you to do things. And that's why it's called Nerve. And when you're doing these things, it'll record you and then post it online. So it kind of marries the YouTube and TikTok generation of like, hey, look what's new on Nerve. Look what Connor did on Nerve. He walked a tightrope or whatever. Or look what Heidi did on Nerve. And so you get points that can accrue to real life cash. So people start doing more nervy things, more death-defying things to get more money.
Ooh,
and
that's not going to turn out well.
It doesn't turn out well. It's a thriller, and I thought that Franco and Roberts had really good chemistry. The crazy part about this is the sort of villain of this, the person who put the app together and is making all the money, is Machine Gun Kelly.
What?
And I guess this was right when he had just started releasing music, and he thought maybe I'll go into music, maybe I'll be an actor. I won't say he's a very good actor.
Okay,
But the rest of the film I thought was pretty good. And I also thought, wow, this could be a real thing. I could see an app like this really
taking off
because of what we already do on social media. And then the final one I have here, this is the only time I've ever done the movie segment with Heidi and Bob and Connor where I've wished that Josh was here.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I know.
What is this one going to be?
First. It is a first. And it's because when I was talking to him about this topic last week, I knew the Mario movie was coming out and I wanted to do this. And he brought this film up because he absolutely loves it. I don't love it. I find it fascinating and I find it so strange, an outlier in this director's filmography. And I would love to talk to him about it and figure out why exactly did you do this. But Josh loves it.
Okay.
And so it would have been nice to have him here to kind of
explain why he loves it.
Well, and kind of not even defend it, but kind of get into the weeds here. But I'm talking about a film from Steven Spielberg. Not really somebody you think of when you think
War
video
games.
No, not war games. No, this is more recent. This is about a virtual reality game. It's called Ready Player One.
Oh.
And when you watch the movie, it starts off in the future. Everybody's wearing these VR helmets, and they live more in a virtual world than they do the real world. When they take off the helmet, people are destitute. They don't have any kind of money, so they retreat to a virtual world, like a World of Warcraft type thing. I could see that happening. But the movie has these characters who have to put on the helmet and become these avatars to steal a key, to get some sort of whatever. And the movie has a ton, kind of like Wreck-It Ralph, a ton of pop culture references. You got King Kong, you got Mechagodzilla, you have a whole extended sequence in the middle of The Shining from Stanley Kubrick. And this is a PG-13 rated film that I know little kids went to go see because it's Spielberg. And you have this long Shining segment.
Really?
And I want to say to Steven, look, I know you're pals with Kubrick. I know you made a movie that Kubrick was going to make. I know you want to pay tribute to him. Maybe not in this one. What are you doing? So it was based
And was
on
that part pretty scary?
I think it was scary.
Yeah?
I think The Shining is scary, yeah.
Yeah.
This movie was based on the book of the same name, which was a huge hit, a lot of 80s references, and I think people said to Spielberg, you were the king of the 80s, you have to do this movie. It's kind of like the snake eating its own tail at that point if it's like a reference palooza. I don't hate the film. I just think it's a strange outlier in Spielberg's filmography, but certainly
Who stars in it?
I don't even know the main kid's name. I don't even know. It's,
I did not realize Steven Spielberg did that. I remember the movie, but I don't remember him being the director
I can't
on
think
it.
of the main kid's name. I think he was in a Jurassic World movie.
So no grown-ups really starred in it.
Mark Rylance, who Spielberg has dealt with a lot or worked with a lot. Mark Rylance was sort of the Steve Jobs type of character who created the whole world, but the virtual world, but then became a recluse, and he's fine in it. Again, I didn't hate the film. I just was confused by it most of the time.
Yeah.
And the book got a sequel called Ready Player 2, and there's no word if Spielberg will come back and do that one. I have no idea. That one, what you said, Heidi, is exactly right. People who watch the film don't even realize
that it's him.
It's a Spielberg picture. So I think when the books have already been written about Steven, but I think when the books going forward, I think people will look at this one and go, what happened here? Was it just that he thought I have to do it because of the 80s? I don't know.
Well,
But it certainly fits as far as people playing games because they're putting on the virtual reality helmet.
And we're kind of doing this because of the new Mario Brothers movie that is coming out, right?
I'm seeing that next week, and I'm excited to see it because, I was 7 or 8 when the Mario games really came out, so I remember playing those on Nintendo nonstop, and now that I've got a 15-year-old of my own, he loves all those characters, and he's played those games too, and I'm taking him to see the film, so it'll be neat to get his perspective on it too. So.
And is it where the characters come alive, or what is the idea? Do you know?
Yeah, I do, because they made the first Mario film a couple years ago, and Nintendo did this with Illumination. Nintendo was one of the first companies to have their video games licensed to make a movie back in the... Well, you would think, except it became one of the biggest box office bombs of all time. Super Mario Brothers, which starred Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo as Mario and Luigi. You had Dennis Hopper as King Koopa, Samantha Mathis as Princess Toadstool. It was a huge failure, and it was a live action. They're coming to the real world type of movie. It didn't work at all. Hoskins was really depressed making it. He said, I've done Shakespeare. I'm an Italian plumber. I'm sure they paid him a lot of money though, so I think it's okay.
Do you think that was though pre-Barbie, and all of a sudden now it'll do better, or do you think it was just?
That in '93, I don't think that people knew what to do with video games.
Yeah.
And so after that huge failure, Nintendo was very cautious. And it took them until about 2 or 3 years ago to work with Illumination and make a new animated version, which is firmly set in the fictional video game world. That one did gangbusters, and people loved it. And that's why we're getting this follow-up now called Mario Galaxy, which has even more characters and more bright, colorful stuff. My concern is, I don't know who the audience is, if it's more little kids or if I'm going to enjoy it too. I think the first one is more skewed toward children, and that's fine. I mean,
right.
The Mario movie should be towards kids.
I would agree. What are you going to be discussing this weekend?
This week on the show, let me think about it for a second, because I never think about it before I come in here. I got the show done, and I don't know.
It'll be great.
I don't even, well, thank you.
It'll be fascinating.
You know
Thank
what?
you.
And we'll be
You know
listening to it regardless.
I'm talking about Ready or Not, Here I Come, and I'm talking about, which is a sequel to Ready or Not, and I'm talking about They Will Kill You, which is one of the worst films I've seen all year. So there you go.
Okay. Looking forward to that. Max, thank you. Have a great afternoon.
Thanks so much.
Opening day. Today, the Clydesdales. The roar of the crowd. And those that have been partying since last night. And the Big 550 wants to help celebrate today. So when you call in sick for the unofficial holiday in St. Louis, tell your boss you have a pass from the Big 550 KTRS. Go Cards.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. 600 Kelwood, St. Louis.
I've been asked to say a word about Allen Roofing. That's not fair. I can't say it in a word. If they just did roofs, I probably could. I would say roofs. But they can do siding. They could replace it. They could put leaf guards on. They could reattach it like they had to do for me, where my gutter kind of came away from the house. Siding issues, they carry James Hardy, the very best. They can fix that too. Basically, if it's something you could see from the outside of your home or your office, they can fix it, improve it, or replace it. Look, it's probably the biggest investment you're ever going to make. Protect it. Absolutely. And nobody does it better than Allen Roofing. Check out all the reviews online. Everybody else seems to know. I shouldn't have to tell you these things. For all of your roofing needs and so much more, Allen Roofing. Find them online at aroofing.net.
Heard a great story about the window store the other day. Larry Thornton, the owner of the window store, 314-739-0002 or wswindow.net, told me a story. He had a customer call him up and say that he wanted to replace his white vinyl windows with darker windows. And so, of course, Larry took care of him. So now they're all darker and sort of brown in color. It looks beautiful. They're energy efficient. There was no upselling. They're great quality windows. And Larry Thornton and the window store took care of him. That's what he does. The price is extremely reasonable, better than the national companies because there aren't the layers of middle management. The window store has been around for 38 plus years. Proud sponsor here at the Big 550 KTRS. Windows, and don't forget about doors. Doors can get really expensive real fast. That's why you want to go with a company you can trust. Installation, price, selection, quality. The window store. Window store. WSWindow.net. 314-739-0002. WSWindow.net.
9 minutes before 4 o'clock. Let's check back in with Captain Paul. How's traffic?
Heidi, the latest is a crash on 64 East past Mason. It's partially blocking the entrance ramp with only a slight slowdown. There's an accident on 44 West at the Poplar Street Bridge, causing a stop and go back up to 7th Street. A crash on 270 South before Ladue Road has been moved to the shoulder with traffic slow back to Page. And we have the usual slowdowns on 64 West in front of Forest Park and on 55 South in South City. This traffic report is brought to you by Stages St. Louis. Get your season tickets now for the 2026 Stages St. Louis. The 2026 season is kicked off with the always hilarious 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Then take a trip back to the 40s and 50s with Guys and Dolls. Stages will wrap up this year with the incredible true story of Come From Away. Call 314-821-2407 or visit stagesstlouis.org. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
National Ag Week is celebrated every year in March as a way to acknowledge the agricultural industry and the role it plays in the economy. Katie Norris, Regional Manager for Farm Credit Illinois, knows that better than anyone. Thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Hi there. How are we today?
You know what? I am happy. It's warm, and we're talking to you and learning a little bit about the important role of farmers. Any idea how many jobs the ag industry provides just in Illinois or Missouri?
Oh, I hope you have that data because I only have it for Farm Credit Illinois.
Yeah, but it's quite a few, right? I mean, It's a big industry, and I think most of us take agriculture for granted.
That's right. Yeah, the food we eat every single day, has to be grown and produced by farmers across our country, and we're so lucky to have such a stable food system, in the United States.
Yes. So how does Farm Credit Illinois support farmers?
Yeah, so Farm Credit Illinois is a financial lending institution, really solely focusing on agriculture. We finance livestock producers, row crop. We sell crop insurance, also rural homeowners, anyone looking to buy recreational ground or build a house in the country. We have specific programs for that as well.
I didn't realize that. That's pretty cool. Yeah. On average, what does a farmer spend on like a combine? I mean, tractors are just insane these days.
Right. All the technology really drives those prices up. So, you're looking at $1 million pretty easy for a combine, just based on the size of your farm and your needs. So it gets pretty expensive.
And I don't know that the average person understands crop insurance. Can you give basics?
Sure. It's a government subsidized program. So it is a universal program that's offered, through many different companies. But we like to think Farm Credit sells it the best, just understanding the ag industry and having the expertise, but it covers, revenue loss based on commodity prices dropping, or if you have big yield losses. So it's a nice risk protection program to implement on farms, and most farmers do carry it now, so it's really great.
And how are farmers doing today? I mean, is the market there for them doing pretty well?
No, I mean, not to be a Debbie Downer on such a beautiful day with so many out there moving in the countryside right now. It's a pretty stressed time, especially for corn and soybean growers. We're seeing, cash flow issues, maybe some liquidity issues as well. So we're working through it with them, with operating loans and different things. So it's a little tough out there.
Yeah. Katie, what is the number one crop grown in Illinois, or at least this area?
It's definitely corn and soybeans. Wheat also, south of 70 is pretty heavy in this area. Those are the three top
ones. I know I grew up in southeast Missouri, and I was saying earlier, like, if you didn't teach, you were definitely a farmer, but we could grow a little cotton down there. A lot of people would even started to do rice.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's not really in this area, or at least my part of the corner of Illinois that I cover. So
yeah, and I know you being the regional manager for Farm Credit Illinois, you really grow relationships with the people that come in.
100%. It's the most rewarding part of working in the ag space, and for this company in particular. It's the people I work with, it's the customers that we work with. It makes it all very rewarding. And coming from a family farm myself, it's nice to work in the community and support them the best way that we can.
And because you see so many farmers all trying to get ahead, it's got to be gratifying that somebody you've worked with on a given year, a given season, has a big crop and a big success. That's got to be great when in your position.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, seeing them successful makes us successful. They would love nothing more than to not have to work with us, honestly, and have no loans. So that's always their goal.
And I don't know if you know this or not, but like the percentage of farmers who farm their own land versus who rent it out or bring other people in to farm it. Do you know?
Not particular. It's really, every operation is so different. So much of it is passed down from generation to generation. We have some that are heavier, just renting ground. We really don't have a lot in my little area of like investors. It's mainly, the smaller operators still around here, and a lot of that stuff I feel like it's more central Illinois. So
yeah. Well, we certainly appreciate you, and we are kind of the farm channel here at the Big 550. So thank you for being a sponsor of the National Ag Week.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was great to talk with you guys.
Talk soon.
At Midland, we know sometimes all it takes is a moment for an idea to spark, or to make it happen, a moment to find your dream, or build one, a moment to start your forever, or at least start planning for it. Whatever moments you have, Midland is here for them and can help you make them. Midland, brighter together. Visit us at midlandsb.com. Midland States Bank is member FDIC.
This is Mariah, third generation at Newsteaders Fine Jewelry. Buying an engagement ring can be intimidating. At Newsteaders, we ensure complete understanding of your purchase. We offer a choice in both lab and mine-grown diamonds and are able to work with any budget. Let our family help educate you on your choice at Big Bend and Doherty Ferry or at wowdiamonds.com.
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at amazonbusiness.com.
Opening day. Today, the Clydesdales. The roar of the crowd. And those that have been partying since last night. And the Big 550 wants to help celebrate today. So when you call in sick for the unofficial holiday in St. Louis, tell your boss you have a pass from the Big 550 KTRS. Go Cards!
Kuna Food Service has been the trusted food supplier in the Midwest since 1918. For over 100 years, Kuna Food Service has been distributing the highest quality food products to some of your favorite restaurants while delivering superior customer service. When a restaurant puts their trust in Kuna Food Service, they get a team that truly cares about their success. That's why at Kuna, they like to say, they're big enough to handle it, yet small enough to care. Check them out online at kunafoodservice.com.
This is the Big 550 KTRS St. Louis, Ladue, Glen Carbon, University City, Edwardsville, Manchester, Wood River, Grafton, and the world.
Streaming live at KTRS.com.
Depend on it.
From ABC News, I'm Lindsay Davis, anchor of Prime, streaming weeknights on ABC News Live. President Trump late this afternoon announced on social media that he'll extend his deadline, giving Iran 10 more days to accept a peace deal amid a U.S. threat to bomb its power plants. The president at a White House cabinet meeting saying of Iran,
"They are begging to make a deal, not me."
Also at that cabinet meeting, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff talked about the 15-point peace proposal ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers.
Witkoff did confirm that that plan had been transferred via Pakistan, who he said is acting as a mediator right now in indirect talks, and that the Iranians have this proposal from the administration, which he described as a framework for a peace deal. Witkoff did not get into the specifics of what is included in this 15-point plan, but we had heard from sources that it addressed Iran's ballistic missile program, their nuclear program, as well as maritime routes.
The Israeli military says it's killed the head of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy and its head of naval intelligence. Democrats have been given what Republicans call their last and final offer to reopen the Department of Homeland Security and end the 41-day government shutdown, according to Senate Majority Leader John Thune. Airport TSA officers have been calling in sick or quitting because they haven't been getting paid. A message to Congress from 2 TSA officers at Orlando International Airport.
My simple thing is, we don't want your pity. We just want our paychecks.
Duran and Oksana Kelly say they've just about depleted their savings. The International Olympic Committee announces a ban on transgender women from women's events. Committee Chair Kirsty Coventry.
Male chromosomes give performance advantages in sports that rely on strength, power, or endurance.
The move will apply to the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles. Analysts on Wall Street say hopes sank for an early end to the Iran war. The major indexes closed lower. The Dow by 470 points. You're listening to ABC News.
Tune in weekly to the Frank and Jill Show to catch the new Legal Eagle segment featuring renowned attorney Travis Noble of Travis Noble Attorneys at Law. Every week, Travis will join the show for an entertaining segment focusing on legal stories and news right here on the Big 550. Stay connected with the Big 550 KTRS, streaming 24/7 online at KTRS.com or on the KTRS app. Powered by JBL Financial. Stream Straight Talk on Retirement every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Can I get serious for a moment? Something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is my front yard and taking care of your front yard. Because when you drive by someone's house and it's full of weeds, you think to yourself, oh man, it's very, very simple. You know how much I love to pretend to be a yard dork. You know what I use? Fertilome. I go to fertilome.com and I type in my zip code, and a whole host of local independent lawn and garden dealers show up. I buy the crabgrass preventer plus lawn food. It's the spring application. I get it down on my yard as soon as possible, and that greens up my yard and keeps the weeds away. So it makes me look like I know what I'm doing. But really, all I'm doing is getting Fertilome and putting it on my front yard. And that will take care of my yard for many, many, many weeks, and it go a long way to having the greenest yard in the block. So this spring, you want to green up your yard and get rid of the weeds? It all starts at Fertilome or fertilome.com.
.94 degrees at 4:03 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. Missouri Senator Josh Hawley and Illinois Senator Dick Durbin are calling on the Supreme Court to reject Georgia Pacific's attempt to use a bankruptcy maneuver to avoid facing legal claims. The company has faced significant legal challenges due to its manufacturing of products containing asbestos, which has led to numerous lawsuits. Illinois lawmakers are pushing legislation aimed at prohibiting immigration detention centers in certain areas of the state. A House committee has approved a measure that would ban centers within 1,500 feet of schools, churches, daycare centers, cemeteries, public parks, forest preserves, private homes, and public housing. St. Louis Lambert International Airport is moving forward with plans to modernize.
The new Lambert plan calls for one terminal to house every airline. Lambert leadership says the project has 30% of the design work completed, with 2/3 of the plan to be finished this fall and the plan finalized next year, with possibly a groundbreaking. In addition to the new terminal, there are other components that look to the future, including a new airfield maintenance and snow removal facility, a new de-icing pad, demolition of long vacant buildings, and replacement of the airport's central utility plant. The project would be funded through a mix of airport revenues, airline agreements, and federal support, with no additional taxpayer funding. However, as of now, there is no reported cost for the new Lambert. Sobe Bay, KTRS News.
A current exhibition at the National Museum of Transportation in St. Louis celebrates the 100th anniversary of Route 66. On the Heidi Glaus Show, the museum's Kobe Ellison said the exhibit explores the stories, memories, and modes of travel that helped shape America's most iconic highway and the communities connected to it, including the Gateway City.
It is very iconic. Obviously, the Mother Road, different connections that go with that, and historically it really transformed transportation.
Roads, River, Rooms, and Reels at the National Museum of Transportation also includes a 26-foot model of the SS Admiral alongside St. Louis's Arch. And the African Film Festival returns to Washington University this weekend. On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, films from 9 nations in Africa will be screened at Brown Hall. The event also features filmmaker workshops co-sponsored by Cinema St. Louis. This KTRS Business Minute is brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. The Missouri Attorney General's office has issued cease and desist orders to cover a dozen smoke shops in the St. Louis region that sell cannabis and marijuana products, claiming that testing has showed many of the businesses sold substances that contained lead, arsenic, mercury, ethanol, and other contaminants. Now the market's brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune into Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. At close, the Dow down 470 points at 45,958. NASDAQ down 521 at 21,408. And the S&P 500 down 114 at 6,477. Now let's check in with Paul for sports and traffic.
Big 550 KTRS presents a doubleheader of the NCAA tournament basketball tonight, which will culminate with Illinois' Sweet 16 battle against Houston at 9. Expanded pregame coverage starts at 5:30 this afternoon on the Big 550. And the Blues' 3-game homestand continues tonight with the San Jose Sharks at Enterprise Center. The Note will be looking for 3 straight wins, having outscored their last 2 opponents by a 6-1 margin. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. A crash on 64 East past Mason is blocking the right lane and partially blocking the entrance ramp, but is causing only a slight slowdown. There's an accident on 44 West at the Poplar Street Bridge, causing a stop and go back up to 7th Street. And we have the usual slowdowns on 64 West in front of Forest Park, on 64 East at 170, and on 55 South in South City. This traffic report is brought to you by the Rockwood School District. Are you looking for a new part-time or full-time job opportunity? Consider Rockwood School District with openings for custodians, cafeteria workers, and groundskeepers with great benefits, competitive pay, and flexible hours. Apply online at rsdmo.org/jobs. That's rsdmo.org/jobs. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
We have a 70% chance for some rain and thunderstorms overnight, a low in the low 40s, mostly sunny tomorrow with a high near 54. At 4:08, fair skies, 94 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Great story about Michael Baldy and Baldy Electric. One of the wives called up and said, "Hey, we need an electrician. Call Michael Baldy." And the husband said, No, I can do it. Well, the wife overrode the husband, called up Michael Baldy at 314-968-9999. Maybe she checked the website first, baldyelectric.com. So Michael Baldy came out to the house. While he was at the house, the husband says, "Well, since you're here, I've got 3 or 4 other jobs for you." It turned out to be an all-day affair. They took care of everything. And so, no, the husband couldn't get it done. Good thing the wife called Baldy Electric, and now the whole house is fixed because of one simple phone call to Michael Baldy and Baldy Electric. Indoor, outdoor, brand new commercial building, an old Victorian home, it doesn't matter. Michael Baldy and his team of electricians will take care of you. 314-968-9999, Baldy Electric, or baldyelectric.com.
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at amazonbusiness.com.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Our headlines for this Thursday afternoon, March 26th. Tom Brady's trading card store coming to Ballpark Village, a growing trading card chain. Backed by former NFL quarterback Tom Brady, plans to open its newest location here in St. Louis next month. Card Vault by Tom Brady said it will open a new store at 771 Clark Avenue in Ballpark Village in April. They didn't provide an exact date, but the Boston-based chain buys and sells a variety of trading cards, including sports trading cards, Pokemon cards, as well as memorabilia and collectibles, and offers grading services as well. Card Vault co-founder and managing partner Chris Costa announced the new location via social media earlier this month, saying this one we're very, very excited about. I didn't realize that many people still collected baseball cards.
Yeah.
Is this for guys of a certain age, or is this for young?
They're still collectors of
They
all
are,
ages.
all ages.
You know, a couple of things about that story, Heidi. One, I'm glad Brady's able to find a second career, because I was kind of worried about him.
I don't know how he's going to make ends meet.
Yeah. So that's why I hope it does well.
Of course.
The second thing is I'm concerned because of where they are, a high rent district. By the way, it's a great place.
Yeah.
And I'm not being negative, but as a guy who formerly collected cards, and I still have my old cards, card collectors are always out looking for deals. I wonder if you'll really be able to get a deal there, because they can't afford not to make money in that high rent area.
So you might pay a little bit more for the cards there.
The business side of it, I think, is interesting to me, and I keep saying I'm going to do it. Maybe this is the summer I'll fill out my collection a little bit on some cards I'm missing.
That'd be kind of fun.
And see what it's worth.
Yes.
Here's a story that I'm going back to because we covered it pretty extensively, I guess, about a year ago. Do you remember the lady in Hawaii whose husband tried to throw her off a mountain, off a cliff? Couldn't do it, then hit her in the head with a rock and then ran off there. Anyway, they arrested him.
He was a doctor, right?
Yeah, right. I got an appointment with him next week. Anyway, the graphic body camera video and blood-stained rock prosecutors say was used in a brutal cliffside attack were shown to jurors Wednesday as they've gone into trial for the attempted murder trial of Hawaii Dr. Gerhard Koenig. It's entered a new phase. He pleaded somehow not guilty. There were actually witnesses to part of the attack, which is why he ran off. Luckily, there were other hikers on this trail and saved him. Really interesting that he appeared before a judge via video. He's accused of attempting murder. His defense attorney said it was not attempted murder, that it was in the moment. It was just a husband-wife scuffle.
Oh, well, of course.
I don't know
how often have you and Jen scuffled like that?
Well, I'm usually the loser, so I don't talk about it. But anyway, we need to keep an eye on this. It's a crazy story.
It is a crazy one.
And I don't think that defense is going to go well for him. But who knows?
I'll step on back in the day here, because I don't know if we'll have time for it with the shorter show. 54 years ago, A Horse with No Name hit number one on the charts, and people have been remarking about how stupid the song is. I'm sorry if there's any fans of America. Or that song here. The lyrics feature the heat was hot. At one point, and he was looking at all the life, the plants and birds and the rocks and the things. So not exactly poetry in motion, this song, and I just wanted to point it out.
Struggle to find a rhyme. Struggle to find a rhyme.
You gotta struggle. You got to get there. Rock's also not alive. I don't know. He's not looking at the life if he's looking at the rocks. But so that people have been pointing out just how silly some of the lyrics are.
I happen to agree with that.
Yeah, 54 years.
Wow. But we still kind of sing it every once in a while.
It's catchy.
It's catchy.
Tune.
That's exactly
Not for
right.
Bob, though. I'm looking at his face.
Yeah. You know, maybe they should have gone to the library and checked out a book on songwriting and kind of, learned how to maybe a little catchier phrase. I don't know, pull
Get a
in a
thesaurus.
different way to say things. Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, the St. Louis County Library has so many options. I mean, name a book, you will find it at all of their different branches. But they're also celebrating Women's History Month, which, of course, is March. And throughout the month, there's going to be events including book and film discussions, historical lectures, art programs, trivia, and so much more. That's kind of what's so cool about the library is they just offer so many things to so many people. You've got the Emerson History and Genealogy Center if you want to dig into your own family history. You've got the Teen Creative Lab. If you don't want to go and buy super expensive computers and all of the software, you just send your teen to the Clark Family Branch and they have all of that provided for them. And then you also have the Library of Things, which is a unique collection of all sorts of non-traditional library items. I'm talking musical instruments and portable projectors, you name it, you'll find it there. Even fishing poles. So you can learn more about everything St. Louis County Library offers at slcl.org. He is in the house showing off his calves. I'm talking about Big D from HW Kia. We'll be back with him after this.
Are you ready for tax season? A new administration in Washington guarantees there are changes to the tax law coming. Don't let changes to the tax code catch you off guard. Hi, I'm Jeff Zufall, Senior Tax Strategist and Wealth Advisor at Capital Advisory Group and the author of the #1 best-selling book on taxes, Keep What's Yours, and the soon-to-be-released book, Keeping What's Yours, the Strategic Tax Planning Guide for the One Big Beautiful Bill. For 50 years, our team has helped hundreds of area businesses get their financial plans in order, reduce their tax liability, and stop overpaying their federal and state income taxes. If you're not taking full advantage of the tax law and you feel like you might be paying more than your fair share in taxes, then let us help you plan for 2026 and take advantage of the new tax laws. To learn more, give us a call at 636-394-5524 or online at capitaladvisorygrp.com.
Well, the snow is finally gone, and warmer weather is coming soon. March into spring at Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant. Whether you're out for breakfast on a warm spring day, or you're just getting tired of March Madness munchies and want some great homestyle food, the place to go any time of day or night is Gingham's Restaurant in St. Charles. It's your home away from home, 24 hours a day. Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant, 636-946-0266. Or ginghamsrestaurant.com.
And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer who planting time and harvest season will finish his 40-hour week by Tuesday noon and then Payne from Tractor Back put in another 72 hours. His son says that he wants to spend his life doing what Dad does. So God made a farmer.
This salute to all farmers is proudly brought to you by Royal Banks of Missouri and the Big 550 KTRS.
I'm Reed Millard, president of Lupton Millard Chapel of St. Louis. We've been faithfully serving St. Louis families for generations. At Lupton Millard Chapel, we understand it's the little things that make a big difference for the families we serve. A traditional church funeral or a unique celebration of life. Providing the finest in services and attention to detail has always been the hallmark of our family.
Lupton Millard Chapel, the leader in excellence since 1905. For more information, go to LuptonMillardChapel.com.
Hi, I'm Mike Robinson with Robank Properties, and I want your fixer-upper home. It's crazy to spend a ton of money fixing it up when I will pay you top dollar right now. I don't even care what condition it's in. Your trash is my treasure. No inspections, no contingencies, just cold, hard cash. Call me, Mike Robinson, at 314-283-0867. That's Mike Robinson, 314-283-0867, or at ROBANGproperties.com.
Hey, it's Josh here. I want to tell you about my teeth. I'm on vacation right now, and gosh, what would happen if I would get a toothache or something? You got to see somebody immediately, and there's a new dentist office open out in Lake St. Louis who can take you now. Give them a call, Lake St. Louis Dentistry, lakestlouisdentistry.com, and you can call them 636-333-6150. Dentists, sometimes they're tough to get into. You call them and you say, hey, can I get in there next week? And they say, how's next year? Or at least how's 3 months from now? But at Lake St. Louis Dentistry, they are now open. It's the third location for Dr. Sean Landgraf and his other dentists there. Dr. Mulla is the full-time dentist in Lake St. Louis. Dr. Sean Landgraf is out there a couple times a week, and Lake St. Louis Dentistry is now open for business. 3 locations, Florissant Dental Services in Florissant, St. Louis Mid-County Dental in Creve Coeur, and now Lake St. Louis Dentistry now open. LakeStLouisDentistry.com, and you can give them a call. Get an appointment today, 636-333-6150. They're my dentists, and they can be yours too.
It's the Big Thursday giveaway with Big D from HW Kia of West County on the Big 550 KTRS.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Well, Big D is in the house, and I thought maybe you'd play hooky today and stay out and about. It's so pretty outside.
It was nice out, wasn't it?
Ooh, so nice. Nice to put on some shorts, and maybe we're heading towards summer now. We'll
feels
see.
like it's about over, doesn't it?
I think so.
March is tricky.
It is, especially
tricky
in
one.
St.
Yeah,
Louis.
it's supposed to be in the 50s this
Tomorrow,
weekend,
yeah.
but that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not
that's
bad.
kind of what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And possibly some hail overnight.
Tonight.
What do you do in that situation? Is there anything you can do to protect all those cars if it starts to hail?
There's really nothing you can do.
No. You just cross your fingers, say a little prayer?
And you really can't even worry anymore. Used to you'd worry, but it doesn't help. So it's just.
So we won't see you like at midnight over the most expensive ones that
just
draped over the hood.
We used to pull them inside, the expensive ones,
Yeah.
and we probably still do that a little bit, but there's not much room, and it's just a disaster because you got to, we're self-insured, so that doesn't, we don't
Help.
get all this money from insurance companies, and then you got to figure out how to sell them. And it's, you can't.
Do you have somebody kind of on standby that it can come in and get the dents out?
Yeah,
or
we
you...
all have somebody that works with us on non-hail that's ready to go. Yeah, but they're busy. They make a fortune, those hail guys.
I bet they do.
Yeah, they chase those storms and make a lot of money. But it's never a good thing. I mean, a lot of places don't fix them; they sell them as is, and that's the worst thing. You could just buy a car, it's got $5,000 worth of hail as is.
Yeah. Is this a good time to buy a car right now? Do you have any rebates?
Well, it is for the 25s. Yeah, there's rebates on all those. The 27 Telluride just came out. There's no rebates, but we're selling them. We're discounting them.
Did they change the body on that at all?
Completely changed it.
They did.
It's a mixed review.
Why do you mess with something when it's so loved?
I know. And usually when they come out, something different like that, there's always that time period. But this one, it looks a little too electric for me. The front end's very electric looking, and the
like
inside.
that fake kind of faux grill. I don't like that either.
Could part of the strategy be that the Telluride is so good and it's been rated number one that they figure people are going to keep them? We got to get a different part of the audience?
Yeah, I think, Bob, but I think what they were trying to do was they're trying to get them all to, the EV6, EV9 all have that.
Oh, yeah.
The Seltos, just once they start those new grills, they all kind of fall in place.
Yeah.
And the electric started it. Now we're all going to that grill, and then it'll change in 3 years to something else. But it's really not. I mean, I'm driving one, and they're great, but it just doesn't have. I don't like electric. I'm going to be honest.
What about the interiors?
It's a little electric too. As far as how it's got all that open room and electric ones, it doesn't have the gear shift in the middle. It's on the stalk, the push button on the stalk. That
takes a lot to get used to.
It is a lot, and it's not intuitive. It's just ugh. So
Having said that, we want everyone to come out and buy one.
That's right.
They drive nice. They look great. The fit and finish is nice. It'll grow on us. It's just you're used to the old. It's just different.
And we don't like change.
We don't
really.
like change. So it's nice, but it's not. I don't know.
Is the best example of making a bad decision. Not that this is a bad one.
Right.
What they did to the Mustangs after about 5 or 6
yeah,
years.
Exactly.
It went right in the toilet.
Yeah. Now, this won't do that.
Right.
But it's just a drastic change to it was the number one SUV in the world for so long. And they went to that grill that now the back end they changed, and they changed a crease on the side that makes it look bigger. That's great.
Oh.
And the interior is not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just open floor plan more. Than the other ones are a little more. I like all the stuff in there. And so, they're minimalistic. And I like a car a little bit more.
Has a few bells and whistles
Yeah,
that you
the
can touch.
Yeah.
I'm with you. That you can touch.
Yeah.
Our friend Ed Becker says 1,900 miles on the K5. It ran over a piece of plastic in Chicago. Spare tire on, thanks to AAA, but coming out repairing on Saturday at
good.
HW Kia. So
Awesome.
thankfully, I love when people tell good stories. How's the new service
It's
department?
awesome.
It's next level.
It's next level, and I think we're getting ready to hire a full-time trainer for the store and all that. So we're really going to become the Chick-fil-A of the car business. That's my goal.
I love that.
So
So are you
it's a good
up
goal.
and running right now? Everything is
Everything's up and running, and they're all uniformed up, and I've got 5 concierges there all day long, just to open doors, close doors, pick up cars, bring them back. So we're really trying to go to another level.
And have you heard customers already saying, "Wait, this is next level"? This is
the regulars have gone and go, wow, because they see the change. Now, people that just bought a car don't know the difference. I guess maybe they expect it, or a lot of them are coming out of BMWs and Lexus and Infiniti buying the Telluride, so they're probably used to a different level of service that they're used to. So maybe we're just matching that. I don't know, but we're really trying hard.
It reminds me of the BMW dealership, but I would say it's a step above it. I mean, it's almost like you're on red carpet.
We try to make it like a hotel experience. That's our goal. With the concierge, and then we're calling customers guests, and it's reservations instead of appointments. So we're kind of changing the verbiage a little, so it feels a little bit different.
Yeah.
You've even got a couple of those frame TVs where
We did.
if it's not
We
up
did.
there, you've got the art. I mean,
did, yeah.
that's next level too.
And the showroom will be next, maybe, if we can afford it. Next year, maybe,
It's always something.
Yep.
What about used cars?
High demand.
Really?
If you've got a used car you want to sell or get rid of now, it's almost crazy, the used car market, what they bring. It really is. It's hard because we can't go to the auction and buy a car, get it back here, and if we ask retail, we'll lose $2,000.
Really?
That's how the market's so screwed up.
So are you paying more than Blue Book value?
We're paying more than that. We go to the auction, we need cars, and we'll buy the car, bring it back, truck it back, recondition it, put it on the lot to knowing we're going to lose, market it. Let's say we got $24,000 and we'll market it for $21,900.
So it's just to get somebody on the
It's to
lot?
get the next car. So when I get your trade. And that's what you have to think to go to, because that's a lost leader. But I want your 18 Honda Accord with 40 on it. I'll give you the Telluride, and we just swap that way. But because if you don't, you're going to run out of cars. And that's what's happening right now. Now, if we trade for cars, it's a little better because you don't have the transportation cost to get them, the auction fees, and things like that. But it's still, if you go to a car dealer now and you have a trade and you can't make a deal, something is wrong with that dealer, because we'll do whatever to get that trade. They're that hot. They really
crazy.
are. They really are, yeah.
So back to service for a second. Are you getting all the parts that you need, or is tariffs having any kind of effect on that?
No, that's kind of not even talked about anymore right
Really?
now. Yeah.
So you're getting parts and things are moving as quickly as they need
Kia
to.
was taking the hit on that stuff. They were paying all the tariffs, not passing them on at this
That's
point.
nice.
So we'll see what happens. But I've not, in the beginning there was all the what ifs, but I've not really seen any communication about. Now, they may be raising prices a little here and there that you don't feel it like everybody does, but nothing major.
Yeah.
No major communication or, oh, my God, the sky's falling.
Right.
We've not heard it. So.
Well, I love that.
Yeah.
We got to give some of Big D's money away, so we need to get somebody on the line. 314-931-5877. 314-931-5877. We'll come back. I want to know all about Rich's Famous Burgers, and we'll give some money away. But we also got to check in with Captain Paul, find out how traffic's moving.
Heidi, the latest is an accident on 70 West at Kings Highway with a 2-mile stop and go back up past Grand. Estimated clearance time is 5 o'clock. There's an accident on 44 West at the Poplar Street Bridge. It's causing a bumper-to-bumper jam back to Salisbury. 170 South 170 is congested in both directions between Olive and 64. 64 West is heavy from Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker. 64 East slows down briefly at 170, and there's a stalled vehicle on 270 West at Illinois 111. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Are you ready for beautiful new floors? The Home Show sale is happening now at Boardwalk, your local flooring experts. Save 15 to 25% on select hardwood and durable floors for a limited time. Their friendly, knowledgeable team will help you choose the right floor for your style, your home, and your everyday life, combining beauty, performance, and long-term value. Boardwalk offers solid and engineered hardwood, luxury vinyl, waterproof flooring, and more, with free sample checkouts and tool rental to make your project easier and more cost-effective. Whether you're updating one room or the entire home, they'll walk you through the options of color, durability, and long-term value so you can feel confident in your decision. For more than 25 years, Boardwalk has been your trusted, local, family-owned, quality flooring provider. Visit one of our 4 area showrooms conveniently located in Manchester, Crestwood, Overland, and St. Peters, or BoardwalkHardwood.com. Boardwalk is the proud partner of your St. Louis Blues.
I've been asked to say a word about Allen Roofing. That's not fair. I can't say it in a word. If they just did roofs, I probably could. I would say roofs. But they can do siding. They could replace it. They could put leaf guards on. They could reattach it like they had to do for me, where my gutter kind of came away from the house. Siding issues, they carry James Hardy, the very best. They can fix that too. Basically, if it's something you could see from the outside of your home, best investment you're ever going to make. Protect it. Absolutely. And nobody does it better than Allen Roofing. Check out all the reviews online. Everybody else seems to know. I shouldn't have to tell you these things. For all of your roofing needs and so much more, Allen Roofing. Find them online at aroofing.net.
Drugs are true healers when we are ill, but they can destroy when abused. Instruct our young people about the hazards of drug abuse. This message is brought to you by Accurate Mechanical Contractors in St. Louis, serving the area with reliability and excellence. For information, call the professionals at 314-291-4336. That's 314-291-4336. Accurate Mechanical Contractors is on the air because they care.
Get your reservations in now for Bishop's Post. Bishop's Post. They have the best version of your classic favorites. Located in Chesterfield, Bishop's Post is the perfect spot for that celebration.
Get your season tickets now for the 2026 Stages St. Louis. The 2026 season is kicked off with the always hilarious 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Then take a trip back to the 40s and 50s with Guys and Dolls. Stages will wrap up this year with the incredible true story of Come From Away. Call today to reserve your group's individual or season tickets. 314-821-2407. Or visit them online at stagesstlouis.org. That's stagesstlouis.org.
Baseball is a story told across generations, through the players, the moments, and the gloves that shape the game. Now, that story comes to life in Rawlings, the finest in the field book, available now on rawlings.com. Each of the featured 50 gloves is presented through the detailed photography and paired with essays that place the artifact within its historical context. And additional memorabilia further illuminate the era each glove represents. Reserve your copy today on rawlings.com and be among the first to experience baseball's evolution as told through the story of these iconic gloves.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, it's opening day at Busch Stadium, so we decided we'd have some fun with songs about baseball, right? I mean, that's a given fit. We got Elisa on the line. Elisa, how are you?
I'm fabulous. Thank you.
Well, we're glad to have you, and thanks for listening. Big D has a question for you.
Lisa, now, Josh isn't here today. Now, Bob from the South County area, he's the south side.
No.
Okay.
No.
Now you are.
Well, now I live in...
But when you were back in the...
When I grew up a mile from here.
Oh. Well, what is that considered?
This is North County, right?
Mid-county?
Northwest County.
Kind of rich, but not poor. Like, okay. And Heidi, I don't know, you were from somewhere way far away where the telephone poles were the phones.
Yes, that's
and
exactly right.
Where'd Connor grow up?
What high school did you go to?
Who?
Both of you.
Well, Bob went to
Pattonville.
Mm-hmm.
Heidi went to Madrid Elementary and high school and ER. It was all one thing.
it was. All of it underneath.
Connor, where'd you go? Where'd you grow up in?
I went to Clayton.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah,
now that's why the show gets awkward. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
And I was supposed to go to Riverview, but I didn't go much.
Yeah. But you know what? It all turned out all right for you.
All right, man,
so, Lisa, where are you from?
University City.
Okay,
Another rich kid doesn't qualify.
You don't get that money off the top, but
Right.
but we're still going to give you some money. I'm sure of it. What do you think we should do per song here? $50?
Let's do 100. It's opening day.
It's opening day. $100 a song. All right.
Awesome.
We're gonna play the song, and I don't know. Should we say, Connor? You tell me. Should we say who's singing it or name of the song?
What about either?
Take either.
All right. I like that. Okay.
That's Clayton critical thinking.
Yes.
They taught him that.
You know what?
The third one might need either. I had never heard of this song, Heidi. You picked kind of a ringer on the last one.
You think? Okay. We'll see how Lisa does. Lisa, here you go.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great song.
It
I
is a
can't
good
think of
one.
the name either, but
That is a great song.
Okay. Well, what's the name of the song or who's singing it?
Oh, man.
You got $100 on the line.
Can't you give me a multiple choice?
Well, I can tell you the name of the song is a position.
You know, Kurt Flood, Jim Edmonds, Willie McGee.
How about center field?
Yeah. There you go. By John Fogerty.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
You've got $100 right there. How about that?
Outstanding.
All right.
I love it.
See?
Let's play a few more games of pickleball.
Oh, I like that. Are you pretty good?
I teach and I'm okay. I'm pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Yeah. Do you play?
You know what? I was playing. I haven't played in a little while, but as summer rolls around, I'm going to get out and play. Darren was playing for a second, too.
Until I ripped my calf.
I'll give you all a free lesson. I'm a certified coach.
I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in.
Pickleball club.
All right, we will do that.
Yeah.
Do you do hip surgery too when we're done?
No, I teach safety.
Okay, good.
Okay, so maybe we'll learn something. All right, here's your next one. Tell us either who's singing or the name of the song.
Okay.
Another good one.
Can you name that song?
Is that isn't that John Mellencamp?
Oh, you're close.
they're
Now,
close.
John Mellencamp is Darren's favorite.
That is my favorite. Yeah.
But I would say they're in the same kind of vein.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're close.
They are. Or can you name the
His
song
nickname.
itself?
What about his nickname? He's got a
Oh,
nickname.
he does have a nickname, and that nickname. We also have a roller coaster we used
We
to
did, yeah.
with that same nickname out at Six Flags.
Okay, hold on. It's on the tip of my tongue. Hold on.
Okay. Just sound it out.
Oh, shoot. Glory Days.
Yeah. There you go.
That's a roller coaster, Glory Days.
with the boss. I mean, I'd say Darren's living his glory days right now.
Yep.
All right, you got $200, Lisa.
I knew it was Springsteen. Yeah.
Okay.
God.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe this is your genre. This one throws Connor off, but let's see if we can make this $300 for you.
Awesome. Let's go.
You got me on that one. Yeah.
Okay.
I've never heard that song.
You have? Okay. People don't like country music around here, but this is.
I love.
You do?
Give me a hint, though.
Well, I'll give you a hint. It is. This used to be probably the biggest group in the '80s, as far as country music goes, and they retired, and they're coming back out of retirement. Let me think. They named after a state.
You know when you go to the ball. Yeah, when you go to the ball game, I can't afford to sit down low. I go upstairs for
You
the.
go to the cheap seats.
Yes.
Wow.
And do you know who's singing it?
Alabama.
That Alabama.
Alabama.
Yes.
Let's go.
Lisa, you got $300. How about that?
Oh, man, it's my lucky day. Oh, my God. Thank you.
Absolutely. And Lisa, you just remember if anybody in your family or your friends are in the market for a car, HW Kia is a great place. And it doesn't matter what you drive, doesn't have to be a Kia. Service department is, incredible, especially with the redo.
I'll post about them.
Oh,
I got
great.
a few contacts on social media.
Okay, do that. And hang on the line. Connor's going to tell you how to proceed. And then also maybe give us your number so we can go play a little
some
pickleball.
lessons.
Yes. Thanks, Lisa. Darren, we haven't even talked about the burger joints. What's going on there at Rich's?
I think the same old, same old. Nothing's changed. We haven't added anything.
Okay.
We're looking, obviously.
Always looking.
What about the patio in
Cuba? Will start next month. Yeah.
Okay,
next
we're
month.
getting
Good.
there.
Yeah.
And do you have to jump through hoops to get a liquor license, or you can kind of do it on the patio?
No, we got to jump through hoops. We need to
Okay.
go through the process. We sent out everything. It takes, I think, 3 to 4 weeks, something like that.
It's not too bad, though.
Yeah, it's just paperwork.
Yeah, all of that. And then have you got your bands lined up? What are you going to do?
My brother does. We've got down there. He's got those one-man bands.
Yeah.
And so he's had them at the other places, so they'll just kind of fall in line there. And then a good friend of mine who grew up with, he does a dual. Well, you met at the Christmas party.
Oh, yeah, he's
the dueling
great.
pianos. So he'll come down a couple of times this year and play and stuff.
Okay,
and
I
bring
think
a buddy with him.
when
and
we
do it.
kick that thing open, we need to be down there on
That'd
a
be fun.
Friday.
That'd be fun.
And just do the whole show
Yep.
from there.
Well, I had fish on a Friday 2 Fridays ago for the conference tournament in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You've spoiled me.
Really?
It was
Yeah, well,
awful.
that's
It
so
was
weird.
awful. I
Yeah.
can't wait. Yeah, tomorrow, Friday, fish fry.
How
tomorrow.
has Lent? Is it up your
Yes,
business
it
on
does.
Fridays?
It does. If we do, let's just say it's we do a ton. That
Literally.
it's a literally a ton. He'll do half as much more, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, it's almost, it's not double, but it's
close.
Close, yeah.
And then it doubles when I come in.
And then when Bob comes in,
Yeah.
to
Man.
go.
What's your second? Burgers, I guess, is after the fish.
Yeah, I would say our burgers,
Smash burgers
smash
are
burgers are just
awesome.
that's our thing. And then we do a lot of appetizers. We've got a lot of them on the menu, and we do a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the best, do you think?
We got I haven't tasted them all.
Oh.
He's
Yeah.
always trying things, but
So it's not like he's going and getting in the frozen food section and tossing
no,
it in a
he's just
fryer.
he's trying to figure out what to
Yeah.
concoct. Yeah.
So it's not Tostinos.
No, not that bad. not yet. But I think I think there's a dozen of them on there, which sometimes gets to be too many. But we found people like when you're in a small town, there's not many restaurants, so at least we got a variety of them.
So they'll come back the next night.
and do something different.
Yeah,
so
so got options. Wow.
Yeah. So it's good. It's just finding people. Again, we're back to we lost a couple. We need some. We need cooks. It's just, it never ends.
Yeah.
Never ends.
That's
We
probably
know
the
that.
biggest headache
It
on
is.
both businesses.
It is. I told my brother, I said, you got to quit complaining about it because it's never going to end.
Yeah.
And if you let it ruin your day every day, it's
Yeah.
no fun. I get it, but what else can you do? You just got to keep.
Go find another good one.
You find another good one, you figure it out, you work through it, and the waitresses now have agreed. A lot of them, we told you, we're training them to cook.
Yeah.
And they do a good job. They
Well,
really
that's
do.
fantastic.
So one day a week, they're all trying to help with that, like they did last year. So that helps a little bit, and they're good at it. But
Yeah.
we lost one of our key managers, went out sick, had some kind of an infection or something, and that really hurt
You can
us.
you can really see it and
'cause
feel
she
it.
runs two or three of the stores, and boy, my
Yeah.
brother hadn't worked in a while. I'm thinking, he
Had
realized
to-
we got problems.
Somebody
Yep.
said that peanut butter and jelly burger, the best.
yeah.
That's what I had. And
I had it
oh
too.
my
Yeah.
And it's even
gosh.
better on a smash burger now.
Oh, I
Has that
bet.
gristle on the burger,
Oh, crunch.
Yeah,
the
I got to
crunch.
get back and try the smash
Yeah.
burger because
It's good.
I
Yeah.
like that better anyway. Well,
good.
you guys, if you're out and about, check out Rich's Famous Burgers. They're all along 44. You can't miss the billboards. They're fantastic.
And the last thing I'll say about that is breakfast all day. We started doing
Yes.
it, and people love it. If you wake up late on a Sunday or whatever day you want breakfast, you can come in at any time and get breakfast.
That is good.
It's a big
And
deal.
people are going to start floating, and
Floating,
that's a great
trout
place
fishing
to.
floating started.
Yeah,
We're doing-
it's going to be big. And of
Yep.
course, if you're in the market for a car, if you want to sell a car, if you want to redo your loan, have a little extra cash in your pocket for summer, Big D cell phone 314-586-1333, 314-586-1333. Or maybe, do you still do what's the car wash? What's the name of that? We haven't talked
Auto
about
Butler.
that.
We do that,
Oh,
yeah,
the Auto
yeah.
Butler. So
Yeah.
now's a great time for that as well. Tell Big D with apricot jelly is even better.
Apricot jelly?
That's what this
Okay.
is. So there you go. Big D, we love you.
Love
we
you.
love your generosity. We love your personality. We
Thank
love
you.
you.
Calling all Metro East residents. The weather may be unpredictable, but that doesn't mean your home comfort has to be. From emergency heating and cooling emergencies and repairs to new systems and yearly maintenance checks, you can feel confident that you're ready for whatever Mother Nature throws at you with the help from the friends at Viviano. Get quality, reliable service every time, any season. Go to their website, vivianoair.com. That's vivianoair.com. Train, the most reliable name in heating and cooling around. It's hard to stop a train.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I own a coffee shop, and I wanted to label everything with our logo.
That's ambitious.
Cups, boxes, bags.
Ooh, that'll add up.
Not at all. Because right now, Staples prints custom labels for 30% off.
30% off? That's shockingly affordable branding.
Yep. Now our logo and URL are seen all over town.
Brand your business for less at Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in store, online, or in the app by 442 Unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Mrs. Weiland, why don't you go ahead and read the top line for me?
I should.
Next line.
Get my retirement. What's that?
Checked, Mrs. Weiland. Get your retirement checked.
Planning retirement on your own doesn't pass the eye test. Jerry Ricken and Heidi Ricken Provost at Ricken Financial can help bring your retirement into focus. Call 314-207-6211. Ricken Financial, making sure your retirement vision is 2020.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor.
You know, over the years, Lordo's has become part of the family for many, many St. Louis families. For 80 years, they've been helping St. Louis families with all of the jewelry needs, whether it's the diamond ring, a diamond ring, maybe something for St. Patrick's Day, something for an anniversary, Valentine's Day. Throughout the years and throughout the calendar, it's Lordo's as your go-to. Whether it's men or women, you want to repurpose something or buy something new, Lordo's Diamonds in the heart of Ladue on Clayton Road. You see, it's a family business. The family's been running it for years, and they learned it from their father, who learned it from their father. And so that family jeweler, it's where generations of St. Louisans go. Grandparents have gone there. Your grandkids will go there. Right there in Ladue on Clayton Road, across the street from a Norman Rockwell-esque firehouse, is Lordo's Diamonds. Go in, make a friend, and make them your family jeweler, because you can thank me later. 314-432-8008 or online, lordosdiamonds.com.
Opening day. Today, the Clydesdales. The roar of the crowd. And those that have been partying since last night. And the Big 550 wants to help celebrate today. So when you call in sick for the unofficial holiday in St. Louis, tell your boss you have a pass from the Big 550 KTRS. Go Cards.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-551-7672. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-551-7672. That's 800-551-7672. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, it's Jill Farmer for Premier Heating and Cooling. You know how spring works in St. Louis. One week you're running the furnace, the next week you're flipping on the air conditioner. It's weather whiplash, and your HVAC system feels it too. That's why spring is the perfect time to have the experts at Premier Heating and Cooling check things out. Their technicians go through 5 years of training well beyond industry standards. So when they perform a tune-up, they're making sure your system is running safely, efficiently, and ready for whatever the next St. Louis weather swing brings. If your furnace or air conditioner is older or starting to struggle, Premier can help with that too. They offer financing options that make replacing your system far more manageable, and a new unit can mean better comfort and lower energy bills all year long. So whether it's a quick tune-up or time for an upgrade, call the team that knows how to handle St. Louis weather. 636-916-1122, premierheatingcooling.net. Comfort you can count on.
Hey, it's Julie Buck for our friends at Triad Bank. They are a full-service financial institution, and they've been in St. Louis for over 20 years with 2 locations, one at Clayton and Lindbergh, and the other one just west of 270 on Olive. If you've got your own business and you want to have a better banking experience, look no further than Triad Bank. Their mission is to provide a wide range of commercial and personal banking services to you and your business. For more, go to triadbanking.com.
Diana from Newstetter's Fine Jewelers here to remind you, we don't just offer the best pieces, we offer one of the last master hand engravers in our country. My father can create timeless, personal, and unforgettable pieces. Come by our showroom at the corner of Big Ben and Doherty Ferry or learn more online at wowdiamonds.com.
Experience Broadway's biggest hits right here in St. Louis with the 2026-2027 Broadway season at the Fabulous Fox. The season opens with the hit comedy Clue. The drop-dead funny Death Becomes Her takes the stage, followed by the heartfelt Boop the Musical. Join us at Broadway's biggest party with The Great Gatsby. Water for Elephants takes you on a dazzling adventure. Be our guest at Disney's Beauty and the Beast. Experience the Tony-winning Best Musical Maybe Happy Ending. And defy gravity when Wicked flies back to the Fox. Season tickets are available now at fabulousfox.com.
Don't miss Straight Talk on Retirement with Jeff and Aaron Lapidus every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Join this dynamic father-daughter duo every Saturday morning for an entertaining and intimate understanding of the retirement needs you may soon be facing. From decades of financial planning expertise combined with a deep knowledge of healthcare benefits, Aaron and Jeff will give you the Straight Talk on Retirement every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. right here on the Big 550 KTRS.
Meep, meep. 8 minutes before 5 o'clock. Let's check back in with Captain Paul Kopsky.
Heidi, an accident on 70 West at Kings Highway and another on 44 West at the Poplar Street Bridge. Both have been cleared and the residual slowdowns are thinning out. 270 South is crowded from Olive down to Manchester. 64 West is heavy from Kings Highway to Clayton Skinker. 64 East slows down at 170. And in Illinois, 64 East is busy from 255 past 157. That's due to construction. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, this time of year is a great time to get out in your RV. And if you don't have one, it's a great time to buy one. Warren Patton, president and owner of Byerly RV, is offering some really great deals. It's so great to have you back with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me back on.
I was saying earlier, this is our 4th RV. I know a good deal when I see it. And your spring cleaning event is fantastic.
No, it's awesome. And it was a great time of year after you come out of the show and you gather all this great collection of used inventory too. And there's a lot of people out there. There's great prices on new inventory right now, but there's a lot of people who still, hey, I want something a couple years older. I want something used, whether it's motors or towable. And right now we have a huge selection of motorized and towable, freshly used out there. I mean, and that's where people really go shop for bargains. And we include a $250 parts gift card through the end of March. If you come in, write it up, and we'll get it set up for you.
I also noticed you have a couple awesome deals. One on Winnebagos, and then another. Our last RV was a Tiffin Wayfarer, and you have great deals on those as well.
So this is one of those limited time offers, and this has happened. People are used to this in autos. Autos, there's always a monthly special, things like that. This does not happen in RVs very often. And what happened is Tiffin offered a $7,500 customer rebate on Wayfarers. It runs through the end of March. Wow. This is very rare that something like this happens, and it's just a great opportunity to get out there. And then Winnebago just came out a couple weeks ago with a new promo on Winnebagos, and this includes products like View and Echo, and there's somewhere between $5,000 and $7,500 rebates depending on the product on the Winnebago product as well. So this is, again, things that don't normally happen in the RV space. Winnebago even has put some financing type, some cash behind it too, and there's specific offers and all the qualifying things that you normally have. But again, things we don't normally see in the RV space that manufacturers are really putting out, especially on the motorized side.
So get out this weekend if you're looking.
Yes.
If you're even thinking about looking, go this weekend so you're still eligible for deals.
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the big things is we still have a few things that are eligible on the lot. Probably have 4 or 5 pieces that are eligible, so it's a great time to come out if you're looking at some of those. I mean,
do you still get that if you build a Wayfair, if you build one of the Winnebagos, or it comes off of the
It's
lot?
coming off the ones that are on the stock.
Yeah.
So same thing on the Winnebago. Anything that's inventory, a lot of we got a lot of 26s out there, and they're just like, hey, let's offer, let's get some people to buy them before summer and get them going, and so we'll offer some big rebates behind it. So.
And
It's a really
I
good deal.
always like to point out, because I don't think a lot of people realize, it's when you buy an RV, it's not like you're buying a car. You can kind of space out for maybe a 20-year or 15-year loan, because obviously you're spending a little more money on these things, depending on what you're getting, and you can kind of space it out.
Yeah, and I think most people don't really truly understand how it works in the RV financing, because you can go, especially on motors, a lot of people are going, 20 years, 240 months, and you do see a lot of people at 15, even on towable, even on some of the smaller stuff, we can offer deals that are in the 12, 15-year range.
Yeah, and then you're only paying $200, $300 a month. So it really is like you're buying a second home for not much money.
Well, and that's the thing that we always talk about. Some people will go out and they'll buy a condo at the lake, and then where are you going to go? We're going to go to the condo at the lake. Why? Because, basically I got another mortgage. Well, now I can get it for a fraction of a mortgage. I can go get a house that I can go take to every different place I want to go to. Because you go all over the country. You can go anywhere that you want to go. And I think the thing that we're all thinking about right now is, man, flying doesn't sound great. Like, that doesn't sound like a good thing. And it's like, okay, what am I going to do in summer because I don't want to stand in line for 5 hours to catch a flight? Let's go out. Let's buy an RV. Let's rent an RV. Let's go see an opportunity to just kind of go at our own pace and just kind of hang out with the family.
Well, and you're not just the owner. You have your own RV. And I mean, your daughter loves it. Your wife loves it as much as we do.
Yeah. Now, my daughter is bugging me. We missed spring break because it was a little bit too busy at the dealership. And so we kind of missed my daughter's spring break, and I really regret it. But she was like, when are we going in the RV again?
Yeah.
I mean, my daughter she loves riding in it. And I think that's the experience that I think most people you dream about, right? And we talk about this a lot. We sell products that go anywhere from $10,000 to, I got brand new Newmars, $800,000 MSRP products. We have everything in between that you can tow. We have stuff that's under 3,000 pounds, and we have the biggest things that are in the marketplace. However, all of those things don't matter. It's really, what is the dream in your mind? What's the time with your family? What's the time with your friends? What are the visions that you're doing? And what is the product that we can help you find at the right budget that just makes you able to capture those memories? Because that's the most important part. It's what you do with the product.
It is. It's getting out there and having that bonfire and the stars. Or maybe, we get out and we're watching the WNBA on our outdoor TV if we're out there. There's so many. I always say it's whatever you want to make it. And I noticed you do have a new brand on the lot. Newmar is probably going to be our next RV. Why? How did you end up putting them on the lot?
Well, we've been a luxury diesel. We carry everything, right?
Yes.
We've sold travel trailers and fifth wheels for years. We sold when I was a kid. We sold hundreds of pop-ups a year. People remember us from selling Palomino pop-ups. Pop-ups have gone away. Now everything's single axle trailers, but we've also sold luxury diesels. We have Tiffin for decades, and Newmar was one of those opportunities. There hasn't really been. They haven't really had somebody in the market for many years. They had been knocking on my door for about 3 years. They see our service facility. We got the 16-bay retail service facility. We're already working on a ton of Newmars that people maybe have bought elsewhere around the country, used ones. And so it gave us the opportunity. They're just like, hey, we would really like you guys to be, partners with us. And it was a great opportunity to have that. And we've been lucky enough, this off season, we've been able to we worked a great reputable band like Newmar that has such a great reputation and quality. We also have some newer towable brands that have tremendous reputation. We're new partners with Outdoors RV, which people have heard a lot about on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's a great brand from the Pacific Northwest. We are the second furthest east dealer in the country. They really don't go out this far, but they're really renowned for their quality. They are probably the most durable RV that anybody's built. Kind of like the towable equivalent of what Newmar is. Here's this outdoor RV, but we've also been able to bring on some new brands. Ember's a flashy new brand that basically is probably one of the most sought after outdoor kind of off-road RVs has solar panels that can literally run an air conditioner on the blacktop. In July, that was what sold me on the product. I was sitting out there going, I've seen a lot of solar systems. I have very rarely seen a solar system actually run an air conditioner and take in more power than it was giving off. And that I was standing in one July going, okay, maybe we should consider this product. And so we've brought some of those on, and they've been hugely successful. People come from miles around to come pick those up.
Well, you have a little bit of everything, and you can see some of what's on the lot at Byerly, online at ByerlyRV.com. Better yet, swing by the dealership in Eureka this weekend and take stock and then take advantage of some of those great deals. Warren, always great to talk RVs with you.
Great to talk to you. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
The Big 550.
KTRS. On Chuck Severson. President Trump is extending his deadline, giving Iran 10 more days to accept a new U.S.-offered peace deal amid a threat to bomb its power plants. ABC's Britt Clennett in Tel Aviv.
President Trump didn't seem overly optimistic about the chance of a ceasefire. We also know we haven't seen clear headway on those indirect talks that were supposed to be underway in Pakistan. Also, an Iranian official earlier told state media in their response to that 15-point plan that Tehran has a natural and legal right to control the Strait of Hormuz.
A last and final offer has been given to Democrats by Republicans to reopen the Department of Homeland Security and end the 41-day government shutdown, says Senate Majority Leader John Thune. Airport TSA officers have been calling in sick or quitting because they haven't been getting paid.
I'm definitely going to keep my eyes open for anything better to provide for my family. So if anything pops up, I'm definitely going to have to more than likely take it at this particular moment.
Duran Kelly and his wife, Oksana, are TSA officers at Orlando International Airport. Democrats demand reforms to ICE, the immigration police, and offer to separately and immediately fund TSA. The FAA is investigating a close call between a United Airlines plane and a military helicopter near John Wayne Airport in Orange County, California, Tuesday. At federal court in Manhattan, the judge refused to dismiss the drug trafficking case against former Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro and his wife. The couple says the U.S. is blocking Venezuela from paying their legal fees. Prosecutors argued that the Maduros still have access to their own money. The International Olympic Committee has banned trans women from women's Olympic events. Committee President Kirsty Coventry.
Male chromosomes give performance advantages in sports that rely on strength, power, or endurance.
Crude oil prices closed higher today. Wall Street indexes closed lower. You're listening to ABC News.
When you go and get your car washed, do you really care which car wash you go to? Yes, because not all car washes are created equal. Country Club Car Wash is the local family-owned and family-operated car wash since 1989. All these other ones that are popping up, they're all run by out-of-town hedge funds. Keep it local, keep it great. Touchless car washes, no brushes, inside and out. 5 area locations, Country Club Car Wash or cccwstl.com.
Hello, everybody. Josh here. I'm on vacation, but I can peel away real quick and tell you about my dentist, Lake St. Louis Dentistry, off of Lake St. Louis Boulevard, half mile from 4064. They are new. They are ready to take you on as a client. They have space for you. If you've moved out to Lake St. Louis recently and you're looking for a dentist near your house, have I got the dentist for you? Lake St. Louis Dentistry. Lake St. Louis Dentistry.com is the website. I've been going to these dentists all my life. My parents have been going to these dentists most of their lives. I think my mom saw Dr. Sean's grandfather when he was doing dental work. It's a family dentistry, and it takes families like yours and mine as well. Generations on both sides. It is Lake St. Louis Dentistry. They have 3 locations, Florissant, Mid-County, and now Lake St. Louis Dentistry, and you can find them online again at lakestlouisdentistry.com.
94 degrees at 5:03 with KTRS News. I'm Steve Potter. While the Cardinals begin the 2026 season today with the home opener at Busch, baseball is the focus of a film screening on Sunday at the St. Louis Holocaust Museum. American Pastime tells the story of young Japanese Americans who turned to the sport as a way to build community and hope during the incarceration of members of their community in the early 1940s. The screening starts at 1 p.m. and will be followed by Q&A exploring the story's historical context. Missouri State Senator Tracy McCreary is supporting legislation that would allow veterans and first responders to have post-traumatic stress disorder or depression to take part in a tightly regulated psilocybin therapy program. She talked about that today on the McGraw Show and also said that legislators seem to be working well together so far this session.
Yes, everybody is getting along right now. I think that Missouri voters should be really proud of the process. People are treating each other with respect, and I'm seeing a lot of statesperson-like behavior, so things are going really well right now.
The St. Charles County Assessor is giving a reminder to taxpayers who haven't filed their personal property assessments to do so. The office has mailed nearly 53,000 second notices reminding taxpayers that personal property assessments must be filed with the assessor every year. Forms were due by March the 1st. A woman is in custody following a stabbing in Cool Valley. Police say the suspect allegedly stabbed another woman at a home in the 1200 block of Willingham, then barricaded herself inside of the home, leading to a standoff that ended in her arrest. Illinois parents may soon be required to send their children to kindergarten. State Representative Kevin Schmidt is sponsoring legislation that would mandate a child to complete kindergarten before advancing to the first grade.
Kindergarten serves as a valuable starting point as our children begin to learn about academics, social and emotional skills, and independence. And right now, there are children missing out on this opportunity. I believe all children should have a balanced foundation and receive adequate learning habits, and kindergarten is an important step forward before students enter first grade.
Currently in Illinois, children must begin school at age 6, but are allowed to begin kindergarten at age 5, and parents are allowed to hold their child back a year for various reasons in a process known as redshirting. These cases are decided by school districts under current statute. This KTRS Business Minute brought to you by Walter Knoll Florist, the place for all your floral needs. Place your order anytime at WKF.com. A new bill in the Missouri General Assembly is aiming to protect small businesses from lawsuits over website accessibility violations. A measure passed yesterday would give businesses 90 days to respond to Americans with Disability Act lawsuits or fix their websites. Now the markets, brought to you by JBL Financial. Tune into Straight Talk on Retirement Saturday mornings from 9 to 11. At close, the Dow down 470 points at 45,958, NASDAQ down 521 at 21,408, and the S&P 500 down 114 at 6,477. Now for KTRS Sports and Traffic, we go to Paul.
Steve, the Big 550 KTRS presents a doubleheader of the NCAA tournament basketball tonight, which will culminate with Illinois' Sweet 16 battle against Houston at 9. Expanded pregame coverage starts at 5:30 this afternoon on the Big 550. And the Blues' three-game homestand continues tonight with the San Jose Sharks at Enterprise Center. The Note will be looking for 3 straight wins, having outscored their last 2 opponents by a 6-1 margin. I'm Paul Kopsky from the Royal Banks of Missouri Sports Desk, and now on to traffic. There's a crash on 64 West before Route N. 270 South is crowded in patches from 64 down to Tesson Ferry. 64 West is heavy from Tower Grove to Clayton Skinker. 64 East bogs down from 170 to Big Bend. 55 South is running slow from just south of Arsenal to 4500 South Broadway. And in Illinois, 64 East is busy from 255 past 157 due to construction. From the KTRS Traffic Center, I'm Captain Paul Kopsky on the Big 550 KTRS.
We have a 90% chance for some rain and thunderstorms overnight and in the early morning hours, an overnight low in the low 40s. Mostly sunny tomorrow with afternoon high near 54. At 5:08, fair skies, 94 degrees at the Gold Tower at Westport. Steve Potter, KTRS News, the talk of St. Louis.
Hello, everybody. This is Bill Gephardt with your Money Talk Money Minute, brought to you today by Fish Window Cleaning. The Dow was down 469 points at 45,960. The NASDAQ closed down 521 points at 21,408. And the S&P 500 index closed down 114 points at 6,477. Gold was down $95.60 at 4,409.70, and crude oil was up $3.72 at 94.04. And here's my thought of the day. Millions of taxpayers expecting quick refunds are instead getting IRS notices. as missing or invalid bank information now triggers automatic delays. Under new IRS rules aimed at phasing out paper checks, refunds are frozen until filers provide direct deposit details, meaning a simple banking oversight can push a refund back weeks, not days. We'll talk about that and much, much more this Sunday on Money Talk at 8 a.m. I'm Bill Gebhardt.
Only 2 seconds left. He shoots, he scores! Game over!
It's the end of the game for you and your car. To get the deal you want, you've only got one shot. That's why you go to HW Kia. HW Kia delivers the best Kia buying experience in the Lou. No pressure, no games, no nonsense. Right now, you can score a brand new HW Kia K4 for just $199 a month. That's a new K4 for under $200 a month on a 24-month lease. Has your credit been keeping you out of the game? Nobody works harder to help get you approved than HW Kia.
Hey, everybody, remember, Big D wants to see ya in an HW Kia.
HW Kia, in the heart of West County on Manchester Road. Start now at hwkia.com. With approved credit, 2025 Kia K4, $34.95 due at signing, 10,000 miles per year, no security deposit, plus tax, title, license, and admin fee. Expires 3/31/26.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show
With Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey.
on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, in an emotional interview with her friend and former Today Show co-host Hoda Kotb, Savannah Guthrie questioned if her mom's abduction is because of her fame. Rich Frankel, former special agent in charge, FBI, now with ABC, is joining us with his thoughts. I mean, I think we all kind of feel like she was targeted because of Savannah, no?
Yes, I don't think it was for political reasons, anything that, she talked about or anything specific on the program itself. But the fact that she is famous and that, the abductor may believe that because of her fame, she also, is well-to-do and that she would, quote-unquote, be an easier mark, because of that. To be quite frank, I think it may have been either Mexican cartels or other people from the other side of the border for several reasons, but one being that there have been more abductions down there of reporters and their families, and it is while it's not normal, it's not unheard of down there, and they may have thought that they could get the same kind of bang for the buck, by abducting her. By abducting the mother, as it happens in Mexico and south of the border, but they didn't realize the storm that would raise when you abduct the mother of the Today Show co-host.
Yeah, Rich, and you hope that for a number of reasons that Ms. Guthrie can find a little peace and not put it on her, because if it is cartels or that sort of engagement. It's not personal with them, and so she probably shouldn't take it that way.
Correct. It really has nothing to do with her, other than, I guess, her position, but that could be for any position. It could be, a president of a bank. It could be, anything along that line. So it isn't anything that she did. It's just the way that, at least in my opinion, that they target victims.
Right.
And they just happen to, target the mother. And again, they could have been doing surveillance on her, meaning the mother, meaning Nancy, because, we know that from the information we've gained is that, that person in the video was there on 2 different occasions. Mm-hmm. The person with the mask and, the gloves and was wearing the backpack one day. So if they were there a couple of days, they were surveilling her. They could see that she was, older, probably not moving around as well, probably would not give up a fight, so to speak. And again, because she's in a well-to-do neighborhood, she probably has money and, again, connected to, her daughter. She might have additional money that they could get. So, again, nothing personal to Savannah herself, just it's really to anyone who is connected to somebody who's sort of famous and well-to-do.
How do we explain, if we can, and it's probably all speculation at this point, though, that after the abduction, nothing seems like we've experienced in other abductions forever?
Yeah, there were a couple of things that are a little bit off on this one. To be quite frank, the investigation took a couple of days to get really going, and I think they may have lost some of their technical evidence because they took that long. Also, it appears that while on camera, the person did not look like they knew what they were doing. The potential abductor, but at least as far as their technical footprint, they've been very good about keeping that very covert. And then, when she was taken, we don't know if she, was able to walk out on her own, was carried out, what her condition was. And if her condition was bad, the kidnappers may have said, even though they tried to get some ransom, it appears, they may have decided that it's not worth the risk at this point to try to get any more, to try again to get more money. So there've been very little in the amount of communications between the abductor and Savannah and law enforcement.
Yeah, and I know she said in one of the interviews that she believed at least those 2 ransom notes were real. You agree with that?
I believe there's a very good possibility. From what I understand, is that there were 2 items in the letter, in that first letter, that were not known to the general public, and because of that, it's almost like a proof of life that they knew what happened during the abduction, and so those indicators, those things would indicate to me that somehow they were connected to the abduction, and then the second letter was very similar in nature and also had some of the same markings, related to the cyber wallet, and therefore they believe that they're connected. So yeah, I'm giving it a high probability that this was a legitimate ransom note, and that they were connected somehow to the abduction of Nancy Guthrie.
There's so much about survivor's guilt, but especially for Savannah, if she was kind of the reason, if it was because of her fame. I mean, tell us a little bit about survivor's guilt and how do you even get over that?
Yeah, you see that a lot in where people are part of a hostage situation, and some survive and some don't. Also, in this type of thing, where somebody's taken, you believe because of what. Because of something you did, and really, it most of the time it has nothing to do with the person who has that guilt. It literally is it's a psychological reasoning in their mind for why they survived and the others didn't. But it has no accuracy in fact. Again, Savannah did nothing wrong, did nothing political, did nothing active. She basically was just living her life and being a very well-to-do anchor, a very well-known anchor on a TV on TV. But she did nothing that caused this person to want to either abduct her mother or to do anything to her mother during the abduction. So there really is no reason for it. But it's really it's taking time, talking to people, and then really just coming to the realization that Savannah had nothing to do with the abduction. And to be quite frank, she's doing everything she can to get her mother back.
Right. Do you think we will ever see Nancy Guthrie again, dead or alive?
You know what? I would say yes, and it's only because I know that, at least as far as the FBI, they're not going to stop. The case may take a long time, but listen, we've done cases 10, 15, 20 years later, and we've identified the bad guys, or we've identified the remains of people, or actually found people who were still alive. So I think the FBI will continue on until this case is solved, but I can't say how long that will be. I mean, it could be, they could get a break tomorrow, or it could be months, years.
Right. Rich Frankel, we appreciate your insight to this story. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at amazonbusiness.com.
When you want to send flowers to a loved one for a birthday, anniversary, or that special occasion, call your friends at Walter Knoll Florist. Walter Knoll is family-owned and operated and offers custom designs by expert designers. A huge inventory and selection that only the largest florist can offer, with quality and care that no grocery store florist can meet. They have several locations in the St. Louis metro area to serve you. Order online today at WKF.com. That's WKF.com. Walter Knoll Florist, your personal florist since 1883.
Hey, Anne Marie here, host of the Inside Out Show and owner of Anne Marie Design Studio for Black Fox Cooper, St. Louis's premier Andersen certified contractor. That means every window they install meets Andersen's exacting quality standards, and the installation is guaranteed for 2 years, in addition to the 20-year warranty on the glass. With over 20 years of experience and knowing our climate, Black Fox Cooper will install the optimal windows to keep your home comfortable and efficient year-round, and most projects are completed within a day or two with minimal disruption to your daily routine.
Call 314-270-1484 or online at blackboxcooper.com.
Jill Farmer here with Jeff Zufall, Senior Tax Strategist and Wealth Advisor at Capital Advisory Group and author of the #1 best-selling book on taxes, Keep What's Yours, and host of Keep What's Yours, Saturday at 3, right here on KTRS.
Tax season is here, Jill. Time to get ready. I've written a new, soon-to-be-released book called Keeping What's Yours, the strategic tax planning guide for the one big, beautiful bill. And of course, for 50 years, Capital Advisory Group has helped hundreds of area businesses get their financial plans in order, reduce their tax liability, and stop overpaying their federal and state income taxes. If you're not taking full advantage of the tax law and you feel like you might be paying more than your fair share in taxes, then let us help you plan for 2026 and take advantage of the new tax law.
Sounds like a lot of folks may benefit from the new tax code. To learn more, give Jeff and his team at Capital Advisory Group a call, 636-394-5524, or online at capitaladvisorygrp.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-551-7672. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-551-7672. That's 800-551-7672. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Opening day. Today, the Clydesdales. The roar of the crowd. And those that have been partying since last night. And the Big 550 wants to help celebrate today. So when you call in sick for the unofficial holiday in St. Louis, tell your boss you have a pass from the Big 550 KTRS. Go Cards.
Repairing chimneys, walkways, porches, foundations, entire homes, anything to do with brick or stone, you need a tuck pointer you can trust, and that, of course, is Morelli. Morelli is a family-run business started in 1991, and they're only as good as their last customer. That's why when you check out the reviews online at MorelliTuckPointing.com, you'll notice that they're actual customers who are singing the praises of Morelli. So if you need a tuck pointer, you need Morelli. 314-645-1387 or MorelliTuckPointing.com.
And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer who planting time and harvest season will finish his 40-hour week by Tuesday noon and then Paynin from tractor back put in another 72 hours. His son says that he wants to spend his life doing what Dad does. So God made a farmer.
This salute to all farmers is proudly brought to you by Royal Banks of Missouri and the Big 550 KTRS.
Galmish & Sons have been providing quality heating and cooling services since 1950. They work exclusively with Lennox, the preferred choice of St. Louis homeowners. Call Galmish & Sons for your next Lennox HVAC installation and service. 314-993-1110.
You're listening to the Heidi Glaus Show with Josh Gilbert and Bob Ramsey on the Big 550 KTRS.
Well, like I mentioned, we're off a little early for the NCAA tournament pregame show with Brendan Weesey. So let's wrap this show up with a couple good randoms.
Well, I don't know how good they are, but they certainly are random. Tom and Jerry, you guys know the cartoon,
Of
Tom
course.
and Jerry. They were originally named Jasper and Jinx. Then there was a contest to rename them, and animator John Carr won $50 for coming up with the names Tom and Jerry.
Huh.
It's not the most creative names of all time,
No.
Tom and Jerry.
No, but that does sound a little bit better,
I think so,
right?
too.
I don't know.
Jasper and Jinx feels like it's a little more creative. No.
Maybe. But probably for kids who are watching, harder to say.
Oh, maybe so. Maybe so. The first meal eaten on the moon was?
Oh.
Tang?
That's what would have been my guess. Not true. Bacon bits,
Bacon
peaches,
bits.
and sugar cookie cubes with pineapple and grapefruit drinks and coffee.
Not bad.
Coffee.
I'd take that.
I'd be nervous about coffee on the moon.
Yeah, I just don't know. The Netherlands gives Canada 20,000 tulips every year. Does anyone know why?
Not a clue.
Something to do with
Yes.
World War II?
Yes.
There you go.
I knew by the way
Yeah.
you were saying it, you had a clue. Because Canada protected the Dutch royal family during World
there you
War
go.
II.
And so they still do it to this day.
To this day,
That's
20,000
cool.
tulips a year. If you played, I did not know this one, speaking of war. If you play dead in order to kill or capture an enemy in a war scenario, you are committing a war crime.
There's a word for it. Does it have the word?
It doesn't.
Playing possum?
Yeah. No, it's a fancy word. But,
Yeah, no, this
I
is from
can't
the Geneva
remember.
Convention.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
That's an interesting one.
And finally, there was a movie, Kon-Tiki. Did you know that movie, Kon-Tiki? I didn't either. I read the book when I was a kid about the voyage from South America to Hawaii or wherever it was to show the migration of people. Anyway, it was filmed simultaneously in Norwegian and English. So each scene was shot twice to show it the two countries.
Oh,
That's
that's
pretty random.
interesting. Yeah, very random. You guys, thanks for hanging out with us on this Thursday. Tomorrow is Friday. Hopefully you'll meet us back here starting at 3 o'clock. And until then, see if you can put a smile on somebody's face.
We've been able to expand our operation quicker than we thought was even possible with Farm Credit's help. My name is Garrett Behringer.
And I'm Jacqueline Behringer.
I'm a fourth-generation farmer.
Big challenge is trying to grow our operation. He's been able to grow from cash renting one small farm to being able to own land of our own. Luckily, Farm Credit's been able to help us with that.
They're really the ideal farm lender.
Ready to purchase farmland? At Farm Credit Illinois, young and beginning farmers can receive discounted interest rates. Visit farmcreditil.com/fresh roots.
Backed by popular demand, don't miss Blues Mystery Hat Giveaway Night. Join us April 7th as the Blues battle the Avalanche and take home an exclusive mystery hat to add to your collection. The first 10,000 fans will receive one of 3 hat styles, courtesy of Ticketmaster. The hats represent 3 eras of Blues hockey, and each features a stitched wordmark and logo from that era. Mystery hats are only available during this game, so get your tickets now at stlouisblues.com.
Do you have the option to control your cash flow and wealth? Are you getting a return on your greatest asset, your lifetime and potential generational income? Overcome these critical financial planning challenges by discovering